press it, spec it, grade it. Cannon's eternal, you can't escape it. KSU, arcade eternal, bleed through you. Welcome to the IzzyVerse, where the panels break and the stories burst. First appearance, history made, slam it, grade it, immortal pain. IzzyVerse, canon forged in a universe cursed. From golden to modern, the story survives through the bleed of the page. It stays alive. Flip it, press it, spec it, grade it. Canon's eternal, you can't escape it. KSU, arcade eternal, bleed through you. Welcome to the IzzyVerse, where the panels break and the stories burst. First appearance, history made, slam it, grade it, immortal. Welcome to the IzzyVerse, canon forged in a universe cursed. From golden to modern, the story survives through the bleed of the page. It stays alive. It's more than a run. It's the crossover you can't outrun. The IzzyVerse lives on. The IzzyVerse lives on.
What's up, everybody? How you guys doing out there? Right now, Cliff is running a little late, so we got a lot of things going on. I'm going crazy today as well. It's a lot of stuff going on, but I want to say what's up to everybody in the chat, just to let everybody know what we're all here, and I want this look to be a little different. Yeah, there we go. That's a lot better. That's a lot better. So, first and foremost, I got to say what's up to the people in the chat right now, and starting with Las Cruces from Nuevo Mexico. How are you, Las Cruces? Also, we got Pretty Geek Comics. What's up? Like I said, Cliff is on his way. He is going to be coming. He's running a little late. We got a little bit of, I believe that's an emoji, so I'm not sure what kind of emoji that is. Dr. Von Hoot's in the house. Hoot, hoot, hoot. And of course, we got What's Up, Garfwan. You know what I wasn't able to do? I wasn't able to do my slides for today, but I still do have numerous books here. So I have some spec books. I have some fun books. I have a nice class. I got two classics, to be completely honest with you, and I got something a little different for you guys. Something a little different. That's the main book there. So with that said, we're going, and with us coming all the way from down wherever he's at, he's waving like a madman.
It's up from up where I'm from. I'm north of you.
I know you are north from me. What's
you
up?
You know how, I mean, like, do you ever have those days where like the laptop or the desktop or both are just like, no, I don't like your mouse. I don't like your microphone. I don't like your camera. And I think now that you got now that you got one of them working, maybe I don't like the internet.
Yeah, the internet is definitely something. So how you doing, Cliff? How are you? How's your recovery from?
Terrible. Terrible. Yeah, the aches and pains that I feel are
Yeah.
outrageous. How about you?
I feel just fine. I'm a little blind, but I feel fine. Because I gotta read this and I can't read this
You're
number.
a little blind, but isn't that just your new life?
That's my new life. Because I wasn't able to do the
Nerdy.
PowerPoint. I wasn't able to do the PowerPoint, but I'm trying my best to get those books to you guys so you guys could actually see what they look like. But I do have them. They do exist. So the books do exist. Um, it's just a matter of getting them prepared for you guys. So a lot of stuff to talk about. We have a really fun show packed for you. But again, it was one of those days where it's like I had to work and then do some more work. And then I was working on the spotlight for today, which is it's going to be my favorite spotlight, I'm going to say. So I'm super stoked about that one. So that's that. But with that being said, Cliff, run the show. Give me 10 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna get off for a minute. You're gonna run the show and you're gonna talk to the chat. While I
Rattlesnakes, hello. Where'd Izzy go? Clark Kent just showed up. That's so funny. Okay, let's be clear. Like Clark Kent, more handsome. Rattlesnakes, hey everyone, hi.
I'm still here, you know that, right?
I know you can hear me.
I can hear you. I can see you. All talking about Clark Kent.
Like day one. It was just like day one of Terrificon when Rich asked you, how are you do all the things? How are you doing? How are you do like your day job and then a stream and then you do art? And I said, well, he's only good at two of those things. And so
Shut it.
Oh my gosh, I love you, DVH. Nerdy geek, I love you. Hi. Las Cruces from Nuevo Mexico. So yeah, Terrificon was a lot. So once again, I really enjoy it as a social experience. I really enjoy that there's lots of comics there. And it's funny because I've already watched a couple of videos and it's just interesting how completely different everyone's experiences and the perspective and there's a big social element to this and or Heroes Con, right? But even with that social element, it's still only going to be fueled as far as whatever your social circle begins with. I know that may sound odd, but it is what it is. Like, I think it's easier at Heroes. It's easier for the groups to dispatch and away from each other, right? And like here, it was kind of like everybody was like with their clique, but in the crowd of the overall. And it is the social part, not even like the show part. The show itself is great. I think Mitch does a fabulous job of mixing creators, having vendors, having talent. And like, for instance, Paul Kupperberg, who wrote Vigilante #1, is there. Freddie Strummer, who plays Vigilante on Peacemaker, is there. Like, there is synergy, right? He has a lot of synergy, a lot of thematics that go together. There's a lot of people who worked on Spider-Man who were there, and a lot of people who worked on Superman who were there, and a lot of people who worked in between those two titles, they were there. So it's just a lot of synergy. So if you were really into Superman, Spider-Man, or Spider-Man, Superman this year, most of those people who worked on those titles, they were there. We had Walter and Louise. We had Chrissy Zulu, Ominga and her husband. We had, and they all had done covers for this stuff and stories in the case of the Simonsons. And of course, Dan Jurgens and oh my gosh, Jerry Ordway, how dare I? So like there was just like a lot of good stuff. I was really happy to see Greg LaRocque because I missed him 2 years ago. And we actually had a good talk, and I bought his art book and he signed it. Hey, Pop Zadok, hello, good evening. And he was just really a nice guy. And of course, I adore his son. I got to go to the So everything is just crazy pricing. I wish that I had just paid the $120 earlier in my life at some point for the autographing and the signature for Freddie Stroma. But ultimately, I just decided against it. I was too strapped for cash. I had paid 120 hours at the beginning of the week that I had not planned to because I won 2 slabs on Comic Link. Right. So I won 2 slabs there that I was like, oh crap, I did. No, Izzy is dealing with his own technical issues. And I had technical issues before we even got started. So
I don't have technical issues. I'm doing something in the background while he's
the thing
talking.
You're doing in the background is technical to the show.
It's technical, but it's not technical issues.
Okay, it's not a technical issue.
I'm doing something for you guys. I'm working for you. I'm working. I just want to do the show. This is the way the show works.
Wrong in my statement that he needed to jump in and correct me. By the way, everyone all weekend kept thinking we were fucking married. It was horrible. Ooh, okay, I'm sorry about the F-bomb. And forget it. And
you were allowed one F-bomb.
I know, that was it.
And the sad thing is that later you're going to need it. You're actually going to need your F-bomb.
Why am I going to need it? Is Donald
I'll
Trump
explain later. I'll explain it later.
He's going to explain it later. He's gonna explain. Look at Dr. Von Who. I believe that. Yeah, it was rough. And like at one point, we're eating at the Bobby Flay Burger place, and I'm ranting and raving with Izzy, and I was like, and I said something like, "My God, I hate that I'm attracted to straight men." And this girl's next to me. I was like, "Not him. I'm not attracted to him." And but Garfon, thank you. Technical improvements. There you go. There you go. I appreciate you, Garfon. I appreciate you. Talking of marriage, it's my 19th wedding anniversary. Oh my God, DVH. Oh my gosh. What are y'all doing for your anniversary? I want to know. That sounds great. I love that. 19 years. Talk about love and commitment. Whew. I can't even
Congratulations, DVH. I have 23. So and it's not with this guy here. So congratulations.
No, but
Garforth got the first one. Ooh, we're gonna get to it in a minute. So Garforth, start thinking. I'm out.
Okay. Yeah, Garforth, start thinking of a color that we haven't seen yet. It's good. Happy anniversary! All these anniversaries for DVH. That's so wonderful. I mean, like, I hope that I see a 20-year anniversary with somebody sometime. But, more and more, I just think I'm just going to be out of here alone. So the shopping was really rough for me. I didn't feel like anything was like, that's not true. I mean, I went to a few places and I just didn't feel like things were marked to sell. I felt like they were marked either too much or just around fair market value. And yes, I understand that I cannot expect these people to go show to show like they do and update all that inventory left, right, and center. I know that, but it was insane. Like, there's nothing wrong with 21-year anniversaries. That's right, Kill the Corgi. Or 21-year anniversaries. Oh, where I have a new person every year. Well, as long as they don't destroy me, right?
I did it. I'm done.
He did it. So all this to tell you that at some point we're going to talk about Terrificon tonight, and I had a nice time. And
as if you weren't already talking about it. As if you weren't talking about it.
I was, but it's kind of like I know, but it wasn't our official conversation about it.
Oh,
unless you want it to be.
Well, let's get Garfon in, and Garfon gets to pick the first of the 4 icons, because this is what I was doing for you guys.
Magneto.
All right. So,
oh my God, why does those 2 planets look like my nuts? Oh my goodness.
Well, let's take a look. You got 4 icons. As you can see, I was literally doing it last minute type of thing to get you guys doing it, because the other stuff I was working on was so much bigger. So, Garfon, you get 1 pick because you put your $2, and thank you so much for it. I really do appreciate it. All right, Garfon, which is gonna be? So, as Cliff tries to figure this out, go ahead. Make your choice.
The top one, I'm gonna guess Jeff. The Magneto one, I'm gonna guess Age of Apocalypse, whatever that was, Omega, right? The nutsack that looks like two planets. I don't know. I don't. It maybe Crisis Events, that the Image book, and then the Storm Cloud. I'm just gonna go Storm. I'm just gonna be like some X-Men stuff.
Okay. So now we got DVH with the 2 pounds. What does 2 pounds equate to in America?
Almost $4.
Ooh, well, thank you
It's
so
three
much.
something.
3 and change. All right. So you guys get to pick. So Garth wants, let me know which one. You get your first choice. Are you going to pick the blue shark?
She's picking the shark. She is picking the shark.
Okay, the blue shark goes to Mark Spears Monsters.
Oh my. Is this a Jaws 2 homage?
It is a Jaws 2 homage, and
Oh
it's
my
right
God, how
there.
fabulously specific.
See?
I like it. I like it.
Like that. Nice. DVH, you get to pick the next one, DVH. So pick one.
What's
because
up,
I
Rich?
love
I
all
see
these
you,
books.
Comic Cap.
I love all these, by the way. The Terrible Planet.
The Testicle Planet. Planet.
Well, the Testicle Planet is an iconic book. All right, it's an iconic book. So I did manage to get a copy while I was in Terrificon, because one of the things I did while I was in Terrificon was I bought for you guys, because I didn't really buy for me. I think I bought one book for myself the whole time I was there, Cliff. One thing.
Yeah, you were really good. I'm here with a vengeance.
And you ready for it? It's the 2 planets emerging. Yep. It's a classic, man. It's Crisis on Infinite Earth.
I almost figured, because I just let the nutsackiness of it all. Mm-hmm. I did say Crisis Events. So
you did say Crisis Events, but you didn't say the Crisis Event. So.
No, because I don't know. It wasn't I didn't suspect it.
Yeah. Well, you can remember last week we did George Perez. This week, as you guys might already know, we're doing Arthur Adams. So I figured might as well throw in something of Arthur Adams, something of George Perez, maybe something of the future guys that we're going to be covering in the next couple of weeks. So who's to say, right?
I need to pick next week, right?
Didn't you pick next week already?
Can I repick?
You could repick, but you know. So we got the two East and West. I'll call it East and West, and then the center one. So we got Old Wolf is also in the house. What's going on, Old Wolf? All right, that's
Tony,
White Tiger, Cowabunga. What's up, Black Spiders? I missed you last week, man. I should have just dragged you. All right. Can you please start referring to the two of you collectively as No. Hell no.
No. That would just be awful.
Who's your favorite artist, Cliff? I think we already addressed that.
I have a few.
Who is the top of the list?
Well, I don't know, Izzy. Who do you if you can think of two modern living artists that I love and follow.
No. You don't have to
think
go
of one of them.
that
Just give
route.
me one of them.
Just say who's your favorite, bro. Do you have to be so distinctive? Do you have to be so specific?
Distinctive. I'm challenging you. You to see how well you know me. They got to be alive, right? And it's got to be one of my top two.
One of your top.
It's someone I definitely think about.
No, Clizzy is not a thing. Clizzy. The top 3 Cliff. All right. So.
All right. Okay. So I this is too hard.
Dan, keep on.
I love a lot of people.
JR. I love it. You see how me and Black Spiders think?
Interesting.
I would say your favorite is George Perez, all time.
But he's currently not with us.
All time, I would say it's George Perez.
I'm not 100% on that, but kind of, because he is responsible for a lot of my childhood comic book love.
Okay.
But it's funny because one of my favorite living people as an artist is Phil Jimenez. And
Okay.
Phil Jimenez is but is not George's spiritual successor. Because
that is true.
if you look at it, like Phil is side by side, Phil is definitely different, but there are things that Phil does that we have only seen George do. Right?
Yeah, and
So
when it comes to Phil, I think Phil's a great artist. He's especially if you're gonna copy somebody, why not copy George Perez, right?
right, but it's so clear.
But that's where I draw the line there. I can't label him as my best. I think he's great. I can't label him one of my top 10 only because of the fact that I still consider him a copycat artist.
I don't think he's a copycat. If you look at them,
I said
so much depth.
No, and there's other guys that I would call copycat, but I call him a copycat artist because it's clearly he is the next level of George Perez, right? Not even the next. I wouldn't even call him the successor of George Perez because that's saying that he's gotten better. He's like George Perez's kid.
There's a lot of debatable stuff here.
Yeah.
Okay, he is great. Both of them gave us great Wonder Woman stories. Both of them do something unique that artists do, like the tapestry of work that is going on behind the characters. You know, George Perez's Wonder Woman #1. First of all, it's a wraparound cover, but just the main cover alone, you can see all that stuff going on with Paradise Island. Phil is very capable about that. With that, and Phil does more with other things with the character. Like I've always told him that the way he utilizes hair for his characters is so amazing. All the women are so unique. It's not even just the face, the hairstyles address it. And because of magic, right? Hippolyta, Diana, Donna all very much look the same. And you'll see when he has drawn them, that the hair is the differentiating factors, and the other women around them look uniquely different, but they uniquely look like mother and daughters.
Okay. But you still haven't answered the question. Who's your favorite?
I don't like. It's kind of him.
Kind of him, as in Phil Jimenez.
Yes, as in Phil Jimenez, because I think I followed him the longest, but. In no order, it's Phil. We got Phil Jimenez, we got Jim Chung, we got Luciano Vecchio because
I was gonna go there, but I can't say his name.
Yeah, Luciano,
Vecchio.
I love what he
Vecchio
brings.
Or is Vecchio? Vecchio or Vecchio?
Vecchio. And by the way, I watched him on an Argentinian podcast just to be sure, because of course the whole podcast was in Spanish, and I was there like this, watching live, being like, okay, hoy yo voy a entender todo.
Brother.
I was all like, hey, I did an Argentinian podcast and I did pretty well. I was a little scared, but I did it.
So let's stop right there because we're already 25 minutes in. We got a big show ahead of us. You mentioned what was so fun about Terrificon for you. I'll tell you what my Terrificon was like. As I told you guys, I wasn't really comic searching or anything like that. Largely because I didn't really have a list. Usually when I go to these shows, I usually have like a list of books that I'm hunting out. There was like maybe one or two, but I wasn't even aware of what their books were. Like, you know how the days that you say, oh, I'm looking for a Batman 251, or I'm looking for, something, when you do things like that, right? I didn't really do that this weekend. Instead, what I ended up doing, I focused a little bit on doing some sketches. I did a few sketches here and there. I focused on getting stuff for this month, which I was able to obtain. And then just really enjoying the show for what it's worth. It's not every day you get to go to a con and really get to hang out with friends. People that you don't always get to see. I had a chance to hang out with you, Cliff. I had a chance to hang out with a couple other friends. And then to top things off, I went to a Billy Idol concert. So, and I got to hear my 5 songs. I was happy. It was good. It was a fantastic show. It's different. I hanged out at the casino, had some good meals. Breakfast was fantastic. Yeah, I loved the breakfast. It was good.
The Sunday breakfast was the best.
Really, I did like my sausage and biscuits on the first day.
They were good, but I don't know. The
big pancakes. Flapjacks were pretty big.
What did I have flapjacks on the last day?
I don't know.
Of course, you didn't pay attention to me. Why should
Why should I? We're not married. Besides, you find other people more attractive than me. Go screw yourself.
Yeah, of course I find more other people
All right.
attractive to you, and you should be pleased by that.
Oh, please. Let's talk about the news. You like how I cut you off right there?
Newsflash, none of them want this, but if I don't want it back, then they all of a sudden they're mad.
All right, let's talk about the news, starting with July's top 50 comics as per ICV2. So ICV2, they get their data rankings from the different types of stores that uses their POS systems from the Comic Hub.
Yes, over 500 LCSs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it says here there were 225 stores using the two systems. As of this small, non-random sample of over 3,000 stores selling American comics worldwide. So 225 it's a pretty standard gauge.
Well, 225 is even lower than a couple of months ago in Comics the Magazine.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing. They're utilizing two sources, it looks like now. So we have Comic Hub.
Why did the number drop? Why?
I can't answer that, but this is the closest thing we have.
One point of sale system, it was about 500. Now we look at 2 point of sale systems, and we're at 225. That tells me one thing that is possible is a whole bunch of stores stopped using the point of sale system because they felt like they were paying too much money for a service that wasn't doing anything for them.
Maybe. I'm not here to discuss that because you got Comic Hub, which is using 125 stores, and you have Comic Shop Assist that was using over 100 stores. So there's one that's around 125, which I don't know what around 125 means, and there's one that says over 100. Over what? What? 100, right? So altogether ends up becoming over 225, which is a start. What's going on, John? How you doing, my man? All right. So let's take a look at sales by unit. So from the top 50 books by unit, utilizing Comics Hub, the number one book was Absolute Batman 22, followed by Absolute Green Lantern issue 3, followed by Absolute Catwoman issue 2. Then we have Terminal number 1, Queen in Black number 1, Absolute Wonder Woman, Daredevil number 4, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue 20, which is the 300th issue special, Absolute Superman 21, Avengers Armageddon number 2. Overall, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 absolute titles, and 3 of which are taking the top 3.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that the folks at Marvel aren't too pleased with.
Well, you know, and they think Star Wars Avengers is going to save them.
We'll talk a little bit about that later. So we'll talk about that later. So that's definitely part of the conversation here.
I'm so over them.
It's one of those things to me. And then, you know, their first book that makes the top 10 is Queen in Black, which was at number 5. And the way they were able to do it was through a blind bag. However, Daredevil still seems to be performing well. We're 4 issues in and it's in the top 10. That's not bad. You know, Stephanie Phillips' Daredevil has been getting some critical reviews. People are liking it and they're still buying it 4 issues in. So that's pretty cool. What's going on, Daniel? How you doing, my man? JSS is also in the house. What's going on, JSS? So from our indie books, we got Terminal number 1. I would say that was largely due to the blind bag sales as well. And you got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 300. Also, we got it's an anniversary issue, so that's a big deal.
It's an anniversary.
And they did blind bags as well. So
but that was actually really good.
Yeah, so that's the interesting thing. And then rounding the top 20, you got Gambit 1 Wanted, Invincible Universe Battle Beast 11, Amazing Spider-Man issue number. It's ranked number 13. That's crazy. And getting this close to 1,000. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's rough. Mm-hmm. Batman 11, Transformers 34, Clayface is doing pretty good. So Celebrity Dirt #1 getting people. I guess people getting ready for the Clayface movie.
I saw people buying issue 2 today.
Yep, Absolute Flash, Ben 10, Uncanny X-Men #19. How the mighty has fallen.
Mhm.
And then finally rounding off the 20, Captain America 13.
Which is actually a good book.
Yeah. That's crazy. To me, that's crazy. You know, those are the units, right? It's not that much different by the dollar amounts. So by the dollar amounts, Absolute Batman takes the top spot again. But Queen in Black comes in #2 because their dollar amount is $7.99. That's the thing. I don't like blind bags that are that pricey. I don't care. You know, I didn't even grab
I care so long as it's done right. Like, even though
yeah,
it's
but $7.99 for a blind bag because you know people are going to buy multiples.
I mean, maybe, but my point is, if they
not maybe, it's gonna happen. People can't help themselves.
Dios mío. I'm not saying that. I mean, it does happen. By the way, there's a whole bunch of Queen and Blacks in the bag in my store.
Yeah, I know.
But no, I'm just saying, like, I feel like if it's executed well, like for instance, whatever you pull in the blind bag is not one of the A, B, or C covers, for instance, right? Like, yeah. I think that's a good way to push it. Another thing is, although they're expensive, what Dynamite has done with several of their titles, where it's 3 books in the $20 blind bag, and again, none of them are the A cover. They're all
but that's
covers,
3 books. That's 3 books,
and it's 3 books.
But you're talking about a $20 price.
I think there's a right way to do it. Another interesting way, I don't like this one as much, but I respect it, is the A cover is $3.99 and the blind bag is $3.99. And yes, you could get stuck with the A cover, but you didn't pay any more than if you had bought the A cover. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Tony. I love you, baby.
Yeah.
It was fun hanging out with Tony.
All I got to say is that these prices are crazy.
Of course they're crazy. Everyone's prices are crazy. I guess, the fact that, I guess because we're in late stage capitalism, everyone's going a little nuts.
Anyway, talking about things going a little nuts, it took a long time since the acquisition, but they're finally doing it. We're finally going to get a Star Wars crossover with the Marvel Universe. But here's the part that here's the part that's really got me thinking. You got Kevin Smith writing it.
Right, so I'm not going to take it seriously at all.
Like, Kevin Smith, first of all, his Daredevil run was great. Don't take that away from him. However, this is going to be dialogue heavy, isn't it?
I don't care if it's dialogue heavy. I don't know if I have faith in it actually being any good. Although I will say this, he did make that Jay and Silent Bob one-shot in the Marvel Universe recently, and it actually wasn't half bad. So he's still got some talent firing around in there.
Yeah, we got a Star Wars crossover. Absolutely, it's one of those things. To me, it was bound to happen sooner or later. It just finally happened, and I'm pretty sure it's happening because of the anniversary. The anniversary is next year, so right on 2027, we're gonna have a Star Wars anniversary.
Could you imagine if they had just done something good?
Yeah.
Instead of whatever this is.
So to be fair, his Masters of the Universe is excellent, despite what incels said. I was okay with it. I wanted more He-Man for that first.
Wait.
Wait.
I'm lost. Who's
Masters
of the Universe?
So Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe, his animated series.
Oh, right. Well, again, he course corrected for the second portion. And but I mean, I enjoyed all of it, but clearly not everyone was down for so much.
A bunch of incels. How's it going, Mark? Maybe because the Star Wars books have fallen off. I don't think the Star Wars books really Like, can you
I
tell
don't feel
me
the Star Wars books were
books?
ever on.
And the only time they go on is when they have like a first appearance and everybody goes ape wall for those books.
And then those books come spiraling right down weeks later.
Yeah, so it's like a first appearance of a Star Wars character. It's the lab rat, you know. So see, DVA is like, I knew that was summon Mark. So we have the crossover event coming up. It's gonna be with Dave Marquez doing the art. That part I kind of like. I like that. You got a pretty good artist doing it. So Hope
Again,
assembles. Oh my
Hope
god!
assembles, please.
And
Please.
do you see the background? You got Doom and Vader.
Of course we do.
I wonder why they're doing Doom and Vader, huh? So
I wonder why they're doing Doom Invader as well.
Weird, isn't it? So there's
Just
a gallery.
bad.
So let's take a look at the gallery. Okay. Oh, look at this.
Villains.
This actually I
Oh.
like. I like this. I like that one. That one's not bad. Look at Wolverine group.
Wow. Oh, connecting covers? Are we getting
They're
connecting
connecting.
covers?
It looks like we're getting connecting covers. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can make this smaller so you guys can see the imagery a little bit better. This is not bad though. You got Ultron. Right? Look at Venom. Oh, Venom's just hiding there in the background. Okay, all right. Okay, so that's not bad.
Hey, Joffrey Castro.
All right, so there we go. We got wow, they put Star-Lord all the way in the back. Gamora, there's Xavier. Okay, so let's see what this one is. Okay, Doom and Thanos in the background. All right.
Princess Leia, The Thing, Black Widow, Black Panther, Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman, R2D2, C3PO.
Yeah.
Very interesting mashup over here.
Okay, so then let's take a look at our next one here. Of course, it will have Deadpool.
And Obi-Wan, Jesus.
Daredevil? Why would you put Daredevil in this series?
Because when it comes to crossing over the universes, it doesn't matter. And Hawkeye's there too. Hawkeye's very street level. And what's his excuse? Oh, he's an Avenger.
He's an Avenger, so he could kind of like get there, I guess. I don't know. All right, so this.
You know, I gotta say, I'm such a sad.
Oh, but look at the connecting cover. Oh,
that's what I'm saying. I may get the connecting covers because I'm a dick. I don't know.
So I think the connecting covers will sell. Obviously, how they're going to meet up. Oh, it's a multiverse, bro. That's how it's gonna be. That's not that hard.
If anyone watched Parks and Recreation, you know damn well how they're gonna meet up.
If it gets raised review,
And
I might read.
if you want to get real freaky with it, they could even meet up through the powers of Once Upon a Time. Because
whatever they do, they'll figure it out somehow.
They will.
They'll figure it out. That's just the way it is. All right. So there you have it. That's the news for today. I'm not gonna go hard on the news this week, so we can stop that one.
You're not gonna go hard in the news. Is it because the news is soft this week?
No, because I hadn't had time to really look at it. That's why. But we still got a few icons. We still got 2 left. We did the shark. We did the planets. Now we just need the Magneto head and the cloud, right? The cloud with the lightning bolt. So that's what's left. Joffrey's in the house. What's going on, Joffrey? Happy DC Tuesday to you as well. So do we call Wednesday Marvel Wednesday? Or we just call it?
I don't know what we call anything anymore. It's all supposed to be Wednesday again, but we just stopped caring.
It is. It's all Wednesday. Stop caring. All right. So I was
gonna say we got the Wednesday Warriors,
Yeah, the Wednesday Warriors, but those are for the crowd. So we still got the 2 books.
The crowd.
There's 2 books and then the specialty books. So those are I think you'll like both of them, to be honest with you. I think the big book is the fun book. I think that's the best book of the bunch. It is also signed. By the way, I'm throwing
Do
that
you
out
hear
there.
this, people? Izzy
I got a
needs
signed
more
book.
super chats.
That's right. That's
Get
that. So
those sexy books out on display.
all right, so let's go ahead and remove this for now. And let's go there and we'll remove this part here. So I'm going to stop that screen. So we are celebrating. This is Artist Appreciation Month. Is that correct? That's what we call. That's what we
Yes.
labeled it.
Yes, we did.
We labeled it Artist Appreciation Month, and each of us is doing. We're all picking an artist for our choice. So we do have an artist here that, for many of you, if you don't know, this is my favorite artist of all time. I've been a fan of his art forever. I can't even tell you when was the last time I was a fan of his art. What was the last time I can remember what it was. So for me,
Bryant.
for me, this artist is the best artist in the business, in my opinion, because that's how I feel. So, you know, and he has yet to do anything wrong, in my opinion. He doesn't phone it in. He's always consistent in his artwork. And you know what? He's doing something even now. And I'm happy to say that's the case. So let's go ahead and do our spotlight for today. We're doing a artist spotlight on my favorite artist of all time, and now my Uber partner, Arthur Adams. Cliff, before I tell you how I feel about Arthur Adams, what's your thoughts on Arthur Adams?
I mean, I love him. I think he's great. Yo, what's up, DJ? Links in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing happened to my office, Brian. It's just ever since I got back from Terrificon, it's just too much legwork running up and down the stairs. So this is my temporary situation. But yeah, I love Arthur Adams. I forgot. Oh yeah, actually, yeah. So my first exposure to Arthur Adams is from some Superman comics.
Really?
You know, including an annual.
Oh, how dare you say that? How dare you say that, sir? I'm gonna have some words with you tomorrow.
There you go.
Right.
Listen, this weekend I had to deal with people telling me comics are overrated. And I was like, but we're at a comic book show.
They're buying cars.
Why are you even here?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I really love him. I really so yeah, like my first regular Arthur Adams was that Superman Legacy book. Maybe that's the first book I ever got by him.
Mm-hmm.
And then once like I was like, okay, I appreciate his art style, I started looking at other stuff. And of course, we'll get to our list. But yeah, I've always enjoyed him. And then I can't believe all these years I've gone to so many different conventions and things, but it was Terrificon was the first time I met him.
Really?
I couldn't believe it. But then I got to meet him again this week, and he's really a lovely fellow.
Yeah. No, he has a great sense of humor. It's pretty dry. And since the moment I first met him, which was years ago, I like we're talking about the 90s when I first met him, his sense of humor has always been very dry. He's always cracking whips. He has a great sense of humor. Again, going back to his art style, I immediately fell in love with his art from the moment I first saw it. And for me specifically, it was the Marvel trading cards that did it for me. Even though I was a fan of his beforehand, but it was his trading cards that really sold on how great he is and the work he's done. So let's go ahead and do a little bio of Arthur Adams. So Arthur Adams, from long shot to legendary. Art Adams was born April 5th, 1963 in Holyoke, Massachusetts, and grew up largely in California. A self-taught artist with a love of superheroes, dinosaurs, and monster movies, Adams broke into comics while still young. His career took... Oh, what just happened? That was you. Stop touching.
I didn't do anything. I'm back here.
You touched something. I don't know. I think you touched something.
Nothing. The
You ain't, I'm
computer's
gonna take away your privileges here. Let me go back to
I'm chilling in the back. Don't you
Okay.
dare! I ain't doing nothing.
A self-taught artist with a love of superheroes, dinosaurs, and monster movies, Adams broke into comics while still young. His career took off with Marvel's 6-issue long-shot miniseries in 1985, created with writer Annie Nocenti, who is also at Terrificon, and introducing Longshot, Spiral, and Mojo. Adams quickly became known for his highly detailed pencils, dynamic characters, and distinctive rendering. His work on X-Men, New Mutants, and Fantastic Four influenced many artists who followed in the 90s. Rather than long monthly runs, he built his career through miniseries, annuals, special projects, and iconic covers. His work has ranged from Spider-Man and X-Men to Godzilla, Gumby, and his creator-owned Monkey Man and O'Brien. In 2024, Adams was inducted into the Harvey Awards Hall of Fame. Well deserved as well. So we're going to go through his gamut of stuff. But before we even do that, let's talk a little bit about his first piece of work, which a lot of people are not familiar with. It's a book called High Energy. It came out in 1982. It's from an independent publisher, Steve Massaroni. This is where he receives his first piece of work. Now, as far as the price of this book goes, I've only was able to see it at $10, and there's literally just 5 copies in the census for this book, and the highest copy is at a 9.2. It features some interior work that he did. It was like a 2-page issue, 2-page piece that he did. But it's interesting, this is something that I personally am going to be seeking out to see if I can find it. Might be hard.
It might be easier than you think. Well, yeah, no, this is my first time hearing about it.
Yeah, no, it's hard because I looked at eBay. I was looking to see if I could find last eBay sold, and I couldn't even find that. So it's a hard one to find. So the $10 is coming from Key Collector. However, it's not something you can find in Cover Price, Go Collect. Only Key Collector was the one that had this, and I believe it's a magazine style book. So,
making that collectability real easy.
Yeah, it makes it. It's a tough one, but it's something that I'm going to be on a mission to look for.
We don't even have a publisher.
If I knew this week, I would have gone all over Terrificon looking for this one. So, let's talk a little bit about his first comic book. And what a lot of people don't know, it's Captain Carrot and the Amazing Zoo Crew, issue 12.
Number 12.
It came out in 1982 for DC Comics. We have a high sale of $11 raw. $7 is the last sale of this book. $7 is the price of the raw for a fine, and there is no graded sales that we know of, and there's 6 copies in the census. This features his first published work at a major publisher, and it's a letter page pinup of Farrah Fawcett.
Really?
Do you want to see it?
Oh, all right.
There it is.
Wow. Wow. Well done.
It looks like Chitara.
Almost.
Right, with the color scheme and stuff like that. Another book that I wish I knew about, I would have picked up this week. So those are his first.
And it's so funny because there were so many Captain Carrots that I saw.
Yeah, but now when you look at Captain Carrot, you'd be like, oh, I got to see if I can find the first Art Adams Captain Carrot. So it's his first major publishing work. Now, the one that people are familiar with is the next one, and that goes to Marvel Fanfare issue number 13. This came out in 1982 from Marvel Comics. We have a high sale, and this is crazy. A high sale of this book was $6,700 in 9.8 in 2021. However, that price has drastically dropped to $100, with a raw going for $2. So I don't know what was going on. That water was fresh back in 2021. I don't know why anybody would spend that kind of money like that. But it is a great cover that's featuring Black Widow in the visor. Now, I don't know who this character is. Do you happen to know who this character is?
I do not. I'm at a loss.
Yeah, I'm not 100% certain who this character is. I know it's Black Widow that's in the reflection, That I know, but the character themselves, I'm not sure. There's currently 48 copies in the census, and this is his first published cover. It's still just a cover for this book. So this one I've seen plenty, and I do have a copy of this one.
Very interesting.
Yeah, that number, that price must have been like some weird anomaly. All right, going to our
I'm
next.
sure it's
book
hard
here.
to get a 9.8.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Here's one that's very popular, and that's Marvel Team Up 141. This came out in 1984 from Marvel Comics. We have a high sale of 1,309.8. That was also in 2021. Last sale of this book was $51 at a no grade. The raw goes for $79 at a very fine. The graded goes for $242 at a 9.6. There's currently 6,732 copies in the census. This is one of the early appearances of the Black Costume. In fact, this is considered the second appearance of the Black Costume. It's tied with the other book, and he gets the luxury of being one of the very first artists to show it with his cover in Marvel Team Up.
That's such a great cover too. We even get Black Widow and Daredevil on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when it came to his style, then you could see it evolving at this time, but it's amazing. I like even this. I love his work here. So, yeah, I like how it says Spider-Man and Daredevil, and all the way in the bottom it says plus the Black Widow.
Yep.
So
she's just there as an ornament.
She's there. All right, gangway heroes. This is where the new Spider-Man takes over. I love it. Love it. All right. So at this press time, he is just confined to doing covers. However, he is going to get his very first interior work in which he really wants to do work, and that is X-Men Annual number 9 from 1985. We have a high sale of $1,500 and 9.9 in April of 2025. Last sale of this book was $10 at a fine. $6 at a raw is the fair market value, $82, 9.8. There's only 544 copies in the census. This is the first appearance of Stormcaster that was created by Loki and given to Storm, but this is also the very first interior art by Art Adams. We get to see more of him doing interior arts with the annuals, the X-Men annuals. You picked this as one of your favorites. Believe it or not, it's actually one of my favorites as well, because this is one of my early books. I must have drawn this cover a billion times in my life. That's how much I love this book. Like, I love this book. Everything about it, especially when you open it up and you could see the distinctive, like the font that's being used. It's all handwritten, very classical romanticism. There's a panel with all the X-Men. There's a panel with all the New Mutants. I love this book. Why did you pick this book as one of your favorites?
Same thing. It's the interiors. The cover is very striking. You know, homaging Thor's first appearance in Marvel Comics. Now we got Storm, full-on Thunder Goddess with her own hammer that Loki made. We got
Thunder,
the New
good time.
Mutants in Asgard. I love the New Mutants in Asgard. I love Dani on her unicorn. I love all of it. It just, I as much as I enjoy the X-Men, being the X-Men and fighting their battles, I also enjoy Cosmic X-Men and Asgardian X. I enjoy all their outrageous Avengers.
Yeah, and this one, the images of Storm dressed, the way he has her dressed in, that Thor outfit of her style is beautiful. Like, that's stuff that's poster wise, you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about this book, and that's how much I love this book. It's one that has been in my collection forever. I have it multi-signed. Claremont did the writing as well as Arthur doing the art, and he does all. It's a 48 pager, so he's doing all the interior art. In fact, when I had the chance to speak to Arthur Adams back in Heroes Con, he explained to me how much he wanted to do interior work. He says the thing is, he's so detailed in his style that he doesn't get a chance to do as much as he wants to because of that details, because it causes him to be in delays. And especially during this time, he never really had long runs. he's always done like mini series or annuals because people know how good he is, but they also know that he can't hold up to a monthly title unless if it's a short time frame. So that's something that's always been a challenge for him, but it's well worth it. He in this one, this is actually inked by Walter Simonson. Terry Austin does a lot of his inks as well back in the 80s, and they do such a great job on his inks. As of today, Arthur does his own inks for the most part. However, I'm not sure about Terminal.
I mean, his terminal stuff looked really good, but yeah, I love this issue. I'm happy we have it on here.
Yeah, it was going to be on it regardless of whether you picked it or not. But it was definitely one of those books that I wanted on this list because it is a personal book for me. Now, the book that everybody considers to be really his first, but it really isn't, is Long Shot #1, and that's from 1985 from Marvel Comics. We have a high sale of $6.95 for a 9.8. That was in 2021. Last sale of this book was $7 at a no grade. $15, very good, is the fair market value for the Raws. Meanwhile, for the grades, it's $199 and 9.8. There's currently 2,554 copies in the census. This is the first appearance of Long Shot and Spiral. It's technically his first interior art in a series, I'll say.
Yeah.
But as far as this series, it is a 6-issue limited series. You know, I have a special place for Long Shot. I really like Long Shot. I love the world, Mojo as well. So for me, this was just cool. And then, you know, Long Shot's one of those characters. I think he was the cool X-Men before Gambit showed up, if that means anything.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so funny, true, how there's always like that generational thing. I just feel like Longshot didn't have Longshot didn't get his long shot, you know?
Yeah.
It's
But I think
like
Longshot has his fan base, of course.
No,
you know,
he does,
him and
but
Dazzler.
like he never achieved Gambit status.
He couldn't because Gambit took the status.
Yeah, no, Gambit like, you know, came in and kept the ball running.
Yeah. One of the things I always loved about Longshot, well, first of all, he doesn't have 5 fingers in the hand. He has 4.
Yep.
So that was a choice. I don't know what the choice was about, but that was a choice that they decided to do with it. Second, he has a relationship with Dazzler. So usually when you see Dazzler, you see Longshot. So there's a thing going on. And has they confirmed it or did they retcon it? Is he the father of Shatterstar?
Kind of is.
So we haven't confirmed during the die that that's a thing?
No, they confirmed it for a little while and then they kind of try to undo it.
Mm-hmm. Personally, I like Shatterstar too. So
I love Shatterstar. He's one of my biconic characters.
He's one of those characters that dare I say it, Rob Liefeld did well. That look is great.
Introduced well, and then of course he's
but I love the white outfit, man. The white outfit is perfect. When they put him that red outfit, it just did not do him justice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So comic issues.
I think Peter David has done the most work with Longshot.
So comic issues is asking, where is Longshot now? I believe he's still in the Mojoverse.
Well, there was the Longshots miniseries, right?
Mm-hmm. There was a second miniseries as well, wasn't there?
No, well, yeah, there's others, but like the last one's Long Shots.
Yeah, with Vanessa.
And then the last time I saw him show up was like in X-Men Legends, and I don't count that.
It's been a while. And he was entered into the X-Men. He's not a mutant, is he? Like, he doesn't identify as mutant though, but they put him in the X-Men, which I think that kind of hurt him.
Well, I don't think it hurt him too much because Mojo's the one who's held him captive, and the X-Men have been known to collect strays. Yeah, it's probably because of the whole Dazzler thing. So, right. But Longshot and Dazzler remain the parents of Shatterstar.
Okay, good. Give me 1 second. I gotta make this room a little cooler. So keep talking.
Is an alien genetically engineered being who became an X-Men adjacent character. It's really important that you get into Shatterstar's origin. Marvelly eventually turned that whole family tree into one of the strangest genealogies of X-Men history.
There we go. It's too hot in here. I had to put the AC up. So we have a couple of the issues here. So issue 3 is the first appearance of Mojo. This is where we get the first appearance of Mojo. 4, we have a guest appearance of Spider-Man and She-Hulk. I love this version of She-Hulk with the very 80s. She got the little bandana on, the workout girl. And of course, you got issue 6, which is the last issue. You picked issue 6 as one of your personals. So talk to me a little bit about these books.
I mean, it's a great miniseries. It's an introduction. Actually, maybe it's a bit too much to say great. Not everybody loves this story.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people find it like too all over the place. I love the art. All right. And the last, what is that? The last issue is my favorite cover. Like, look at everything that's going on there. Mojo, the use of color, Spiral just slapping Longshot around the cover. I really love it. But I think I enjoy all the covers. And when I was a kid, issue 4 was extremely popular because Spider-Man and She-Hulk were there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's funny. Even back then, it was hard to make sense of why one book was more popular than the others.
Well, one of the things we haven't addressed is what is his powers. Like, Longshot does have some very unique powers, if you could say that. Yeah. What are they?
Like, he can manipulate luck a little bit, like Black Cat does.
Very much like Black Cat, but Black Cat is the other way around, though. His is luck for him. So he's the type of character. That's why he's called a long shot. He's called Longshot. It's because he makes it easier. His luck is his power, being lucky. Which I don't know. It's that's hard to say that's a power, but the reality of it is, if he was at the casino, he would be winning all day.
Well, no, he wouldn't, because his ability for his luck powers to work is tied to how selfless or heroic he's being. So if he's being selfish and immoral and like tries to use it to go to the casino, they're not going to work at peak performance, Yeah. But when he's using it to like throw a dagger to disarm somebody, to save someone's life, then they're strongest.
Yeah, cool. Another one here is Classic X-Men #1 from 1986. We have a high sale of $500 at 9.8. That was November 2022. Last sale was $10 at a fine. $11 is the fair market value for a fine raw. 66 at a 9.6. It's currently 1,101 copies. Arthur Adams was selected to be the cover artist for Classic X-Men, and he had a run for a few issues. I think he had about 16 issues total before it was then given to Steve Lighton. There was all new backstories for these X-Men, but this is the reprint of Giant Size X-Men #1. This cover by itself is extremely iconic. When you think about the X-Men, I have this as a T-shirt. I also have this as a track jacket.
And he recently remade this image too.
Yeah, and I love looking at the concept art for this cover, and it was very different. I love the way it turned out, though. And you know what? He's one of the guys that I love his Wolverine. I love his Colossus. His Colossus, to me, is one of the best Colossus out there. He does a great job with Nightcrawler as well. His Storm, again, we talked a little bit about Storm, but just like this one, this is a classic cover, and it's just, the name is fitting, Classic X-Men #1, which they then changed to X-Men Classic, which I don't know what was that all about, but whatever.
Yeah. I don't know what it's about, but yeah, no, this is fitting. A lot of people got to know him just from this,
Yeah, there was definitely a poster of this.
There's a poster of this. He when they did that whole Ms. Marvel traveling through time in X-Men moments.
Yeah, I remember that.
One of the variant covers to one of those giant issues was a remake of this that Arthur Adams himself did.
Yeah. So when we look at classic X-Men, there's a couple of covers that really stand out to me.
Yes.
Issue 3, obviously the border, the 25th anniversary border, but his storm
Gorgeous
is
storm.
his storm is beautiful. Issue 7 is one of the best looking covers featuring Colossus ever.
Yep.
I can't think of anyone who does a better Colossus in my opinion. Like honestly, because first of all, he's wearing the classic red and yellow suit that he normally wears, which is I think is my favorite version of Colossus. His Nightcrawler looks great. Cyclops looks amazing. Storm looks great. And of course, you know, Jean rising from the ashes or rising from the fall, which is the recreation of 101. Another great image. I love the way he does the curls on Jean Grey in this image on issue 9. So for me,
again, another artist who utilizes the hair when he's drawing his characters.
No, but the thing is, unlike George Perez, his detail is not the same as George Perez. What George Perez is like, he's almost like drawing every strand.
What gives you the feeling of it, and the same thing is happening here.
I think with Adams, I think there's a weight. He knows how to do weight, and I think that's why the hair looks full. That's why it's impactful. You know, he understands cross hatching better than most people. Dare I say, he's one of the best at cross hatching. So when he does cross hatching, it is how cross hatching should look. You know what I mean? So yeah, I agree with you. I think this is one of those situations. Just look at how the water is just flowing out from the imagery. Like he's able to get the water right. So perfect. To me, it's perfect. Best classic X-Men number 7 is another one of those covers for me that I absolutely every time I see it, I pick it up. Every time I see it. So I must have multiple copies of that book.
And even Nightcrawler's hair.
Yeah.
Another example.
Here's where we get to some fun stuff, and that's Gumby's Summer Fun Special number 1. This came out in 1987 from Comic Code. We have a high sale of $150 at 9.8. That was all the way in April of 2023. Last sale of this book was $5. $6 is the fair market value at a fine. $120 at a 9.8. It's only 74 copies in the census, but get this. This is the first appearance in comics of Gumby and Pokey. Now, tell the world who Gumby and Pokey is, because I feel like this generation has no idea who they are.
They're two claymation creations. And basically the gist of the story was like they were made of clay to be played with. So like the early episodes is just the two of them doing stuff and getting into trouble. And then of course, like many shows, they introduced additional characters, I guess, with season 2, right?
The blockheads.
The blockheads, that the blonde, the yellow girl.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
You know, two big potheads. I'm not sure that. Clay potheads maybe more like it. You know, and some. By the way, a few Gumby animations were kind of like dark and creepy.
Well, the thing is, they were also. One thing I always remember when I used to watch Gumby as a kid was that Gumby was very true to being a kid's show, a kid's program, right? Like you said, it was something that was dark, but it was about the morals, about the stories. And Gumby wasn't really a troublemaker, and Pokey usually helped him out on a couple of things. So it was very kid friendly. And what I mean by kid friendly, I mean like 5-year-olds and things like that. They are probably the most popular next to the California Raisins, probably more popular as far as claymation goes. And of course, who could forget Eddie Murphy as Gumby?
Oh my goodness.
I'm Gumby, damn it.
Oh, that was the other thing. Gumby could like travel into books.
Yes, he did.
And experience what was going on in there. And many times he was running for his life to get out.
Yeah. So when it came to Arthur Adams, Gumby had a special place for him. So he was always doing a lot of Gumby specials for Comic Code, and it worked. Like when you see it, it's like it's very simplistic, but it worked. And it was, I guess, it was just one of those things. I'd never bothered to ask him a little bit about what was the thing with Gumby. I don't know. It could have been just a paycheck, or it could be that you just enjoyed Gumby, because Gumby has been around for a very long time. So, this is his first comic, but he's been around for a lot longer than that. Dare I say the 70s, maybe? Maybe even earlier?
Earlier.
Yeah, so.
But, because Gumby premiered on the Howdy Doody show.
Oh, he goes that far back.
He goes that far back, and that would be around 19. So he's on there's 2 shorts of Gumby from the Howdy Doody show, and I'm guessing that's around 1956. And then the Gumby Adventures comes, which I guess is what I remember, comes around 1988.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the Gumby Adventures as a kid. Moving to our next book here, and this is one I had to put in the list, which is Appleseed book number 2, or volume number 2. Number 1, this is from Eclipse Comics. This comes out in 1989. He did the cover art. We have a raw high sale of $10, and that was in 2025. Last sale of this book was $4 at a very good. $7 is a fair market. We don't really have any graded copies because there's only 2 copies in the census. Now, why did I put Appleseed here? The reason why is this is really the first book of its kind that Arthur Adams did. And what a lot of people may or may not know about Arthur Adams, if you know Arthur Adams, he was very much referred to as American manga. So what that means is that he was inspired by a lot of Japanese manga, specifically Akira. He loves Akira. He loves the style. His style is somewhat of an incorporation of that, which we later see in the late 90s with Joe Manuera and other individuals that followed. Roger Cruz is probably another good example of that. But in the 80s, nobody was drawing in a Japanese style, unlike Arthur Adams. In fact, he actually is married to a Japanese artist as well. So they have a beautiful child, which I had a chance to meet. He's a great kid. And it's something that he incorporated in his style. So when you look at Arthur Adams's art style, you could definitely see the Japanese influence, Japanese manga, anime influence in his style. So when I had to put this book just to demonstrate a little bit about the fact that he did do some work, and Appleseed just happens to be one of those books from the 80s, one of those comics from the 80s that comes from Japanese anime. So what's your take on his style when it comes to his Japanese influence style?
I mean, I think it's just a part of what his artwork has always been like.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like a very direct attempt at manga here, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, it's interesting. Again, we're definitely delving into things I'm far less familiar with. Look at Black Spiders. Loved Appleseed. Got the book because of artwork. Maybe I'll get some Appleseed too.
Yeah. Now, look, if you pay attention to this art style, just look at the details that's in the buildings alone. The buildings, the wreckage. If you look at the texture, that's another thing that he's known for. Arthur Adams is known for doing texture and understanding texture, whether it's metal, whether it's rock, or any other types of leather. In fact, he's really good at making texture work. And that is something that's very difficult from any type of artist. But yet he makes it seamless. That's, again, goes one of the reasons why I consider him he is my favorite artist. It's because he understands how to make it look the way it's supposed to look.
I mean, we got to shout out to whoever did colors on this too.
Yeah, the colors are good. It's very simple, but it does the job.
Well, I mean, there's some good shading here. That uniform looks denim on the woman in front of us. Everything has a texture. Oh, that's you?
Who's
Oh
me?
no, that's me. That was me.
That was you, whatever it was. All
No,
right.
I forget that my phone is connected to the laptop.
Ah, okay. Yeah, my phone's. All right, let's go to our next one here. And that is X-Men Annual number 14 from 1990. You guys know this book by now.
X-Men.
$10,250 at 9.9 was the high sale of this book in May of 2021. $30 is the last sale of this book. $34 is the fair market value for a raw at a near mint. $166 at a 9.8. There's 8,167 copies in the census. Why is this here? It is the first appearance of Gambit. It is debatable because it is noted as a cameo, but he shows up in 15 panels. The reality of it is this book came in earlier than the actual book, which is X-Men 266, which is considered to be the first appearance of Gambit. Definitely the first cover of Gambit. So at this specific time,
I was gonna say, isn't Gambit kind of on this cover too to make it worse?
where? I don't see him.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
He's not.
But
He didn't make the cover. He didn't make the cover, but he is in 15 panels and has
I respect
dialogue.
the Kirby Crackle on the cover as well.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in this cover, but
Yes.
you got my girl Rachel in there as well. So
And
Cable
both oh my god, what's the kid's name? Both Franklin Richards.
yeah. So
Actually,
yeah.
wait, no. Adult Franklin Richards, and then this kid is from the Power Pack, right?
Power Pack, yeah.
Or is he young?
Yeah,
Franklin?
no, it's from the Power Pack. He's from the Power
Okay.
Pack. So another thing that Arthur Adams is good at doing is he's good at drawing kids. So one of the annuals is the X Babies as well. So he's done that as well from the Mojoverse. But when it comes to this one here, over the weekend, Terrificon, like I told you, I saw tons of these. Now, I didn't pull the trigger on any of them because, to be completely honest with you, the conditioning of any of them was not as good. I wasn't feeling the condition of them. Some of them, because it is a bound book and not a staple book, you can't really press it. So it makes it hard to get it at a high grade.
Not only am I going to go down that road about a bound book, but also like this book was not really it was not serving popularity at its birth. So like, and I remember this being a discount book many times. Many times.
Yeah, it was Days of Future Present. That was the story. That was the storyline across multiple books. So this just happens to be one of them. I love this cover though. There's a lot going on in this cover too. It's very busy, but it works. I don't know who the villain is of the story because I don't remember it as much.
It's Ahab.
It's Ahab. Well, yeah, exactly.
Yes, I remember Ahab is a potential alternate future version of Cable, but then they kind of smashed that idea too. But
yeah,
kind of.
It's a good book, man. I love it. I have my copy signed as well. All right, here's my personal favorite of all of them: Fantastic Four 348. This came out in 1990 from Marvel Comics. High sales $205, 9.8. Surprisingly low in my opinion. That was in December of 2022. Last sale of this book was $7 at a very good. $9 at a fine is the fair market value for a raw. $89 and 9.8. In my opinion, that's a steal. And I'm also surprised that we only have 937 copies in the census. This is the first cover appearance of the new Fantastic Four, which is Spider-Man, Hulk, Wolverine, and Ghost Rider, with inking by Art Threiber, who's another great inker here. But this, to me, when I saw this in the newsstands, I picked it up in a heartbeat. This is clearly my favorite Fantastic Four cover. This is clearly my favorite Arthur Adams cover. I love this book. Love it.
I mean, I purposely didn't pick it because I knew you would, because it is what it is. I tried to stay very far away from those popular ones, and two that I chose, you were very meh about, which was surprising to me because again, they were like a big part of my childhood. This one was a big part of my childhood. Everybody was talking about this,
Mhm.
you know. And yeah, it was a genuinely interesting story. And the fact that these four were brought together by a scroll
Yep.
pretending to be Sue Storm, really cool. But they still were like, well, now that we're here and we were bamboozled, I guess we should actually stay teamed up and figure out what's really going on. And I
Well,
like that.
and that was the best part about this story, because this story was written by Walter Simonson. At the time, he couldn't do the story himself, so they pretty much had Arthur Adams as a fill-in artist for the story, right? It only has 3 issues to it. So you had issue 347, 348, which the one you see there is the gold second printing, and then 349, which I love that one just as much as 348. And it does, you could tell that they were just having, this is one of those books, they were just having fun with this one. Because
Yep.
you could see it, the world's goofiest comic, and then the world's most commercialized comic magazine, and then finally the world's most collectible comic magazine, and then featuring the world's most explosive cameo, which the cameo is fantastic. If you remember the cameo of the issue, and all it was is, like you said, they were brought together by a scroll version of Sue Storm. I like that it is Gray Hulk, it's Mr. Fix-It Hulk, it's Wolverine without it, out of costume.
Yep.
It's Danny Ketch Ghost Rider. The only thing that's off is that Peter Parker is still Peter Parker Spider-Man because he's wearing his classic costume. But to me, it is just like peak Arthur Adams. These issues are so affordable. Like, you have to get them if you don't have it. I have it. They were so popular that they kept bringing them back, and every time they would bring it back, they would have to get an artist that was similar to Arthur Adams, because everybody's so, tied into the series like that. They were considered rookies in the Marvel trading cards during this time too. So I thought that was always funny. So when they said New Fantastic Four, it really was like, oh no, this, they made it seem like at first, when you first saw it, it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna have to do, and it was only 3 issues. And not even 3 issues. They were Fantastic Four for 2. So because the first issue was like the connection. So
yeah. The first was the connection. The second one was like, we're doing this, and the third one is like, all right, we got everybody back.
Yeah, exactly. And the Fantastic Four weren't even 4; they were 5 at the time. If you remember,
What was number 5 at the time?
So it was Sue, it was Mr. Fantastic, it was Johnny, it was the Thing, and then it was Miss Marvel.
Ms. Marvel.
Yeah, I forgot
the other Ms. Marvel. The rest.
Yeah, and then she ends up I felt so bad for her, man, when they turned her into a Thing.
She's one of the most. Dude, you know how like there's stories of like characters that you feel our heroes failed? She is absolutely one of them. When she basically was like no longer like, when her thought process was like no better than that of an animal, and they just like set her free, like, I was like, what are we doing?
Well, they turned her into a rock creature, so that you wouldn't be confused with her and the Thing, Ben Grimm. What they did with Ben is that they made him into a spiky version of Thing, if you remember. Remember, he was kind of like, they spiked him up, even though in this image he's not spiked up, but they spiked him up.
He wasn't spiked up yet. They kept doing stuff, but it kept going downhill for her every time. It was so bad.
It was so bad. It was one of those characters, man. Like, ay, Dios mío. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Now, if you remember, do you remember the cameo, the Punisher cameo? How it was?
Didn't he just like show up, see that everything was over, and take off?
So he was in a helicopter during the cameo. So he's flying over. It was towards the end of issue 349. So at the end of 349, he's flying in a helicopter. He looks down, sees that everything's okay, and he leaves. That's the whole cameo. Because they were playing for jokes. This whole run here, these 3 issues were being played for jokes. It wasn't meant to be taken seriously. It was meant to be taken for fun. And that's exactly what the series was. It was fun. Was it critically acclaimed? I really don't know, but us in the 90s, kids in the 90s, we ate this thing up. And it was the rare time that you had Arthur Adams do an ongoing series, even though it's 3 issues, but it was rare to see him do 3 issues at the time because of the style. And again, I picked them all up. I have multiple copies of these 3 books. Sometimes I give them away. That's how much I still love them. So I have, like I said, I have all 3. I have 3 copies that are signed and graded. So that's how much I love this series.
Man, poor freaking Sharon Ventura. So as of the 2025 Astonishing Avengers Infinity comic, specifically issues 17 through 20, she can now switch between her human form and she-thing at will. And of course, she now goes by she-thing. She's got substantially greater strength and durability, maintains the Rocky thing-like physiology. Now she's on the Avengers, roster or whatever. No, she's the Avengers Emergency Response Squad.
Okay.
There we go. Well, at least it's better than that ending they gave her back in the day, where she ran off into the woods or whatever.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, Kenneth Bird.
All right. So now we got the trading cards. So as I mentioned to you beforehand, the trading cards are what got me into loving Arthur Adams' style. So for the first set, he did 18 cards. No, he did the 8 cards. I'm sorry, for the first set. So series 1, he did the Hulk, Shadowcat, Longshot, obviously, Nightmare, Dormammu, his blob is crazy good. His Apocalypse also looks great. He also did the famous battles with Captain America, Red Skull, and surprisingly, quite fitting for the time being, Hulk versus Spider-Man. But the Hulk he gives us is Mr. Fix-It Hulk.
Yeah.
So was there any card that
the Hulk one? The Hulk and Nightmare, I think, are my favorites.
My favorite is the Shadowcat, man. That Shadowcat's beautiful.
The Shadowcat's pretty nice.
It is a beautiful.
I'll work great.
And Lockheed. Don't forget Lockheed.
Lockheed is there too.
Yeah. What's up, Big Lion? The big cat, Big Lion Cat. You guys look familiar. You
look cards? Familiar too.
I have all those. I have all those cards.
You know what's funny? I gave this set away at one point.
Now I have them all.
And I'll tell you why. Because it was during one of the times I moved. Some young man was helping me who went to the comic book store. He's like, Cliff, are you sure? I said, please. This set has been $10 for 20 years. I don't think anyone cares. And then 20 years after that, roughly, suddenly everyone cares.
All right. So that's set number 1. The second series went nuclear, right? He has a total
that Marvel girl.
32 cards in total.
Nice.
Right?
Beautiful
Marvel Girl.
Rogue.
That Marvel Girl is beautiful. The Iron Man is fantastic. Deathlock. Arthur Adams gives me Adam Warlock, man.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'll be right back. And Rogue, my girl.
He gives me Firestar. He gives me Death's Head. Yo, when I saw Death's Head, I was like, who is this character, Death's Head, man? I love it. Speedball for Beckerman. Megan from Excalibur. Ghost Rider, a beautiful Ghost Rider, and of course, fantastic Rogue in her classic black and green outfit. But wait, there's more. A fantastic She-Hulk, a great Doctor Strange. He gives a Storm with this really cool haircut. Another Wolverine, another Hulk. Gives us Captain America, which is amazing. It looks like Captain America in Vietnam. The Galactus is beautiful. Fing Fang Foom looks amazing. Hulk, he gives us Hulk. Like what? Right? And Sauron is also in this mix. Like Cliff left for a second, but I wish he was here to talk a little bit about these. We'll get back when he comes back. But there's more, guys. Annihilus, Absorbing Mad. I love the little kid in the top of Absorbing Mad. He just looks like the kid from A Christmas Story who'll shoot your eye out. Ultron, his Thanos,
Annihilus is
man.
cool. Doctor Doom, beautiful. Thanos,
Yeah.
classy.
Oh,
Both Fantastic Fours.
that both of them, the new Fantastic Four as well as the old school Fantastic Four, Thing versus Hulk, Thor versus Hulk, Thor versus Loki, Captain America versus Baron Zemo. His Elektra. I wish he would have had a single card for Elektra. Right? His Elektra and Daredevil, all great, man. Like I was
gonna say Doctor Doom and Annihilus really stand out.
yeah, what do you think about his She-Hulk? I love his She-Hulk.
I love his She-Hulk. I love that Hulk. Again, he's got Uluk here.
Uluk.
Storm is lovely. Doctor Strange I like a lot as well.
Yeah. So we got those, and then he even gave us the holograms, which made me so happy. I was like, yes, I got all. I also have all the holograms. The Spider-Man one looks fantastic. The Hulk, Doctor Doom was great. Fantastic Four versus Moment, and there's also a Punisher one, but he didn't do the Punisher one. He only did the four that you see here. So yeah, this is what sold me. It's like I was on a mission back then to get everything in 91.
I love how that Hulk is like layered, so like the fist is coming through.
Mm-hmm. Spider-Man too, in a way, because you got Spider-Man like.
Oh no, Spider-Man's just the foreground, but like Hulk,
Yeah.
there's like layers, and his fist is the foreground.
It's great work, man. And then you got the rocks also in the foreground, which is great.
Yes.
All right, our next book here is Godzilla. I know Mark was here for a minute, but Godzilla Color Special #1 in 1992, Dark Horse Comics. We have a high-graded copy, high sale of $130 and 9.8, and that was in April 2023. $12 is the last sale of this book. $12 is a fair market value at a very fine. $86 at 9.8. There's only 132 copies of this in the census. This was Arthur Adams writing and drawing Godzilla. Now, again, as I mentioned before, he was heavily influenced by Japanese manga, but another thing that he was really influenced on was the monsters and kaiju specifically. Godzilla happens to be one of those as well. And with this one here, he was working with Randy Stratling, I believe his name, or Stratler, with this story. I have this copy, and you know, when it comes to Godzilla, man, Arthur Adams is one of the best at drawing Godzilla. One of the best. That's another thing he's well known for.
Well, he's
Godzilla.
really fantastic at creatures. And so it's no doubt that he's great with Godzilla.
Yeah, and this is his first Godzilla piece. He will later be doing more Godzilla later on. He helped with the ongoing series of Godzilla as well. And here's a nice deep cut here. Urban Legend #1 that came out in 1993 is a book that, if you don't know, now you're gonna know. Came out in 93 for Dark Horse Comics, $57 and 9.8 in 2025 in November. $3 was the last sale of this book. $7 at a very fine raw, $57, 9.8. Only 5 copies in the census. What's important about this book, even though he didn't do the cover, he was able to do the first meeting of King Kong versus Godzilla in comics.
Nice.
And there it is.
Excellent.
I did not know that. So now here's another book I'm looking. Here's another one I'm looking for. All right, Justice for Comics. What's going on? All right, Bishop also in the house. What's going on?
Larry.
Yeah, I was shocked when I saw this. I was like, wait a minute, Urban Legends? Okay, if I knew all this is what I would have been hunting for this weekend. So I guess I got Baltimore Comic Con to look forward to. Yeah. So one of the
you may find them there.
He's gonna be there too. So Arthur is going to be there. One of the things, as much as he loves Godzilla, he's a huge fan of King Kong. Huge. Which in turns gives us more information that we need to know, because his love for apes is because of his love for King Kong. And one of the creator-owned projects he was a part of was Dark Horse Legend imprint. And the book that we see here is Monkey Man and O'Brien Special #1. That was in 1996. We have a high sale of $13 in a raw, and that was in 2025. Last sale of this book's $3. and that is the fair market value. We don't have any graded copies, but we do have 6 copies in the census. This is not the first appearance of Monkey Man and O'Brien. This is their first series together and their origin. Their first appearance is found in Dark Horse Presents issue number 80. Monkey Man and O'Brien is his creator-owned project. Again, as I mentioned, he absolutely loves apes. He loves King Kong as being his favorite. In fact, when you think about Monkey Man is a scientist. So it's pretty much, what if Mr. Fantastic was a gorilla? So he's a scientist from another world, of course. And O'Brien is actually an homage to Godzilla, and I forgot her name, but it's a mashup of the professor or something like that from King Kong, and that's where we get Monkey Man and O'Brien.
Ooh.
Did you what was your thoughts on Monkey Man and O'Brien? Did you ever
Again, never heard of it. Never
heard of Monkey Man and O'Brien?
No, when you brought it up, like today when we were texting, I was like, oh,
really?
you know, yeah.
It is his first creator-owned project. So back in '96, or actually maybe in '95 to be more precise, Dark Horse wanted to do their version of Image Comics. So they wanted to. I wouldn't say they wanted to latch on, but they wanted to do their creator-owned properties. So Dark Horse was able to distribute, and they created this imprint called Legend. Legend was the imprint behind Hellboy. It was the imprint behind Sin City, and of course, Monkey Man O'Brien. Concrete was also part of it as well. So during this specific time, thank you, Garfon. We do have some colors left. I'm clicking and you done. Yeah. So, and Cliff gets to pick it. All right. So we'll get to that when we get to it later. So with Monkey Man and O'Brien, this was Arthur Adams' pick. Jeff Darrow also did one as well, if I'm not mistaken. We get Sin City from the Legend imprint. It didn't last, unfortunately. But the whole concept was, and this was the difference between Image and Legend. Image, at the press time when they created Image, they made a shared universe. We soon found out that shared universe did not work. So everybody was able to work within each other's universe, right? So they were all part of one cohesive universe. However, in Legend, the Legend imprint, it wasn't that way. Specifically, it was Frank Miller that was like, we have no universes. We are our own universe, right? So Sin City did their own thing. Hellboy did he did his own thing. Monkey Man and O'Brien was in their corner. If they wanted to meet up, that was up to the creators, but they were not confined to a universe. So Monkey Man O'Brien was able to live on its own. And as a result, it performed during its time. I know I picked up Monkey Man and O'Brien. It didn't really last long, unfortunately. I would love to see it come back one day, though. It was just fun comics. And that's the way Arthur Adams was with his comics. He just likes having fun with his comics.
I like them fun. It's interesting. I mean, now you're giving me something to go maybe check out.
All right. Now, as I mentioned before, Arthur Adams is also known for drawing a lot of apes. And it's because of his love for King Kong that he does it. So we did get, the guerrilla warfare from JL Ape, where he turned all the Justice League members into apes. There was also Howard Chaykin did a story called Angel and Ape, where Arthur Adams contributed in the art for the covers, which was pretty cool. It was like a noir version of it.
Of the original Angel and Ape.
Yeah.
Or more fun and fancy free.
Mm-hmm. And then, like Bonnie and Clyde type of thing. And then, of course, Marvel decided to take it on, and they did also Marvel Apes. If you remember, they did this whole variance of where Arthur Adams was able to do homages of classic covers, but he ended up doing it with all the characters being in ape form. So he likes them damn dirty apes.
Amazing. And that was before we even got Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. This is one I did for you. specifically for you. And that's The Authority, issue number 29 from 2002, to be more precise. This was from Wildstorm Comics. I think at this time they were already acquired by DC, if I'm not mistaken. $10 at a 9.8. I kid you not. That's the price I saw it. We have $5 as a last sale. $5 is a fair market value. As far that was the high sale for 9.8. There's currently 8 copies in the census. He does do the cover art for this book. What's important about this book, Arthur Adams didn't do this part, but he did the cover. It's the marriage of Apollo and Midnighter.
I am shocked because the first appearance of Apollo and Midnighter in Stormwatch has some real held value, and I'm like shocked that this. And again, remember, it's 2002. Midnighter and Apollo getting married in a Wildstorm book that is under DC at the time. This is a big freaking deal. And I don't know. I just don't know what happened to everybody.
Well, here's the funny thing about it is like it's not in the cover. Maybe it could have been something if it was part of the cover. I'm sure he was just asked to do a cover. He wasn't asked. He probably didn't know the concept.
Oh no, I know it's cool, dude. It's cool that he did the cover. I'm just saying the book should have an ounce of notoriety, and it doesn't. You know?
It doesn't, and it's also recognized as possibly being the first gay marriage
in comics. Yes, I'm 99% sure it is. You know, and I'm like, damn. I'm like, where are the folks? Where are the historians? Where are you, everybody? Stop buying Absolute Batman. Put it down. You don't need it. Let the new kids have it. Go get a classic.
Well, here's a book. Now, do you happen to have this book in your collection?
I do have it somewhere. I know it well.
I actually do have it in my collection as well. But I didn't know that. I bought it just because of the Arthur Adams cover, be honest with you.
No, but I was collecting The Authority. And that's another thing. Like, it's so weird. When I was collecting The Authority, that was the book. You know, every week that was a week where it came out, it was one of the, like, people were like, oh, did The Authority come out? Did The Authority come out? Like, it was one of the talk about titles. You know?
Mark Miller was doing the writing, so.
He was. And there was even, I think there was even a Warren Ellis run, and people were all over it.
The Warren Ellis run was very good.
Yes. Yes,
I think the Warren Ellis run took it more in a sci-fi approach, where Miller was more of the violence, kind of almost like pre The Boys in that way, right? Because everybody talks about The Boys, but The Authority came first.
But they're very different. That's almost comparing apples and oranges. Yes, they're both fruit. In this case, yes, they're both violent. But like The Authority just took on being The Authority seriously, and like, yo, everyone really should answer to us because none of you are actually making the world any better, right?
Where The Boys they're like just jerks,
and right, they were jerks, but I mean, like, Jack Hawksmoor was like the like, he is the spirit of all cities, you know, like cities communicate to him. And the other dude there, whose name I can't remember, the doctor, right? Or the witch doctor or whatever. Yeah. But he was the human avatar for the nature of the planet. So like a lot of them had these very big assigned duties to the world. And it was like, okay, well, we can't do this when like the humans are the problem. And then they just decided, like, maybe we should just stop dancing around the problem.
Yeah.
And that's what made it genuinely interesting. And yeah, there could be hyperviolence, whatever. There were definitely issues where they were going up against somebody and they would straight up say, you're so brilliant and you're doing all this. Why don't you simply join us? Right? And then, of course, hubris, selfishness, whatever, their enemies would not get through it. And there you have it. But even from the days of Stormwatch, I enjoyed it. And then, of course, The Authority came out there. Anyhow, all that talk, this is still a great cover. I think it's a remarkable issue. And I think if you didn't pick up Authority from this time, it's practically pennies on the dollar. Go pick it up and read it.
Yep, there you go. Here's another one. The They had them do X-Men Classic, so why not do Avengers Classic in
Great
2007 from Marvel Comics? $120, 9.8 is the high sale. That was in 2024. Last sale was $2 near mint, $3 is fair market value. 120 is a 9.8 is the same price of the book. There's only 113 copies. It is a cover art. It's an iconic cover art. It's Art Adams trying his best to get as many Avengers into a cover. It is a reprinting of Avengers #1. I love this cover. In fact, I even have this as a t-shirt. So I have this as a t-shirt, and I've even gone as far as to have a poster of this one because it's the same thing as classic X-Men. It's like, why don't you do these covers? And he did the covers. He did the covers for a while for Avengers Classic. So personally speaking, if you have classic X-Men, you need to get classic Avengers.
Avengers Classic. Avengers Classic. It was always named Avengers Classic.
Yeah, it's always named Avengers Classic. So
they did not go through that hoopla they went through with X-Men.
Yeah. I don't even know why they did that. It's just one of those weird ones to me. But he managed to get as many characters as he possibly could. That's impressive to me. You know what I mean? And they're all running to the screen. He even managed to get multiple Iron Mans in this image. So you have the classic, the golden Iron Man or the bronze Iron Man. I don't even know what you call it. But if you look in the background, right above the vision, you see the other version of Iron Man, which is probably James Rhodey in the costume. So
possibly.
Yep. Spider-Man's in there, Captain. We got Quicksilver in his classic green outfit.
Yeah.
Right?
We got a Wolverine in there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, they're all in there. It's like you got to point. You could point them out. So pretty much, he managed to get every single Avengers from this time period in this book. That's impressive to me. We got Hellcat there. She's just hiding behind the Hulk's armpit. And I do believe he has both Ant-Mans. Scott Lang is in there too. Great cover. Here's another one. Now we're going to go with some more high dollar books here when it comes to Arthur Adams. Ultimate X #1, another book that he did interiors work for, and that was in 2010 in Marvel Comics. High sale of this book is $361 at a 9.8. Last sale of this book is $40 near mint. 47 is the fair market value for a new near mint book. $259 at 9.8. There's only 114 copies in the census. This is the 1 in 25 the foilgram variant. However, there's also this one here, which is the Arthur Adams Team's Metal Claws variant. So if you look at the claws, they actually spot foiled them for Ultimate X. Now, when Ultimate X came out, it was kind of like, we're going to do a new rendition of the X-Men. So kind of, it was even before Miles, but during this time, I think the Ultimate Universe was going to this change of, we're going to do the Ultimate Universe and make it like unique. Instead of doing homages to the classic characters, we're going to make our own characters now. Now, the characters you see there is you do have a version of the son of Wolverine. That is, I believe that is Jean Grey, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot who's the Hulk character, and I forgot who's that other character who I think is a vampire type character, if I remember correctly.
Oh my god, I almost can't even see him.
Yeah. Oh, and I forgot there's like a firestorm too in the background. It's kind of hard to see her.
Yeah.
So yeah. So, what was your thoughts on Ultimate X?
This was it. They already, what was it? Ultimate War and Ultimates 3. Listen, the jumping off point is when the Blob ate the wasp and said tastes just like chicken. That was it. It was over. People were shutting down and tuning out. That was the gross version of jumping the shark, and that's when people were done.
But at this point, they wanted to revitalize the Ultimate
It doesn't matter. This is why.
And you got Arthur Adams doing the work with Jeff Loeb writing.
It's lovely, right? And Jeff Loeb was doing no one any favors with his writing at this point in time forward. From this point in time forward, I can't name anything that I thought was excellent from him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lovely person to meet, a terrific guy.
It is sad. It is sad that you got Arthur Adams to do this. And
I think they tried to put their best foot forward.
Mm-hmm. They even had Stegawald doing the colors. You had Peter Stegawald doing the colors.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a best foot forward, but he was there. A good story was not being told.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, the artwork is great, and you will see more great and fun Arthur Adams artwork after this in his timeline, or even in our current timeline. Just look at Terminal. Mm-hmm. But this was not it. Jeff Loeb's storytelling took a hard turn by this point in time, from the likes of which I believe it has never recovered. Maybe that's a bit harsh for me to say.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. That's how I feel about Jeff Loeb these days.
Yeah, you know, and the sad thing is him and Claremont were juxtaposition, like one aisle away from each other or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over the weekend. And I'm just saying, like, even though Claremont's writing took a downward turn at a certain point, it was after he gave us a megathon of great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then this guy, I wouldn't call that I'd call that a very short parade of great stuff. And then we were done.
Well, you also had Scott Lobdell there as well. Remember, Scott Lobdell was the one that supposed to have taken the torch from Claremont. They didn't really. He was fine, but it never amounted.
No, listen. I told you, Scott did a lot, and he did a lot for X-Men. He did a lot for X-Men history. You know, he had White Queen possessing Bobby's body. He gave us North Star coming out of the closet. He's managing freaking Alpha Flight and Uncanny X-Men at the time. He brought the Assault from the Hellfire Club. Mm-hmm. And Fabian Fabian Cortez.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Necheda's the writer.
I know. But my point is, like, Scott delivered a lot of good stuff, and Scott even did a great job with Red Hood and the Outlaws. Mm-hmm. You know, unfortunately, other things took place during that time, and Scott Liddell. And this is not X-Men comic or Marvel Comics related, but he also gave us Happy Death Day. So lots of points that I give to Scott Liddell.
Yeah, I know. And when it comes to what I mean by it is that he's not as well recognized for his contributions.
Yeah, like, but the contributions are there.
Everything you say is true, but he was so overshadowed by really the shadow of Chris Claremont, like taking over the mantle. And during a time frame where it was tough to take over too, because remember, we're talking about the 90s boom. Once Claremont left, Jim Lee was just 2 issues away. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He was just 2 issues away, and then everybody else as well. So Lodell had to pick up the pace when everybody left.
If only Marvel had hindsight, right? Because Claremont was leaving because of the Jim Lee of it all, only for Jim Lee to be leaving shortly after. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I want to tell you, Scott Liddell, Scott Liddell gave us the Legacy Virus storyline, mm-hmm. Generation X, the introduction of Marrow, the Joseph storyline, Onslaught.
I'm not crazy about the Joseph storyline.
Age of Apocalypse, the Phalanx Covenant, Fatal Attractions, and the Executioner song. Those were all him, and he wrote and or plotted, because there are other people who wrote issues, but he plotted and wrote the majority of Uncanny X-Men 286 to 349. Mm-hmm. And of course, again, when he gave us Generation X, that was Husk, Chambers, Skin, mm-hmm. M, who's still around, Sync, Mondo, and then of course he made the Banshee Chamber duo.
Don't forget Chamber. I love Chamber. All right, let's move on.
Chamber I said right after Husk.
I'm not sure I heard it. Okay.
I said Chamber right after Husk.
All right. Let's move on here because we're not doing a Scott Lodell. We're just talking about him briefly.
No, but I feel like we people got to know.
I'm going backwards now. All right. Our next one here is considered
Woo!
his biggest, most expensive comic book of all time. And
Yeah,
that's Young
no one
Allies.
saw this coming.
No one saw this one. Young Allies #1 from 2010. High sale of this book is $4,700, 9.8. That was in September of 2024. Last sale of this book was $1,672 at a 9.4. The raw goes for $550, very, very fine. The graded goes for that $1,672. There's 55 copies in the census. This is a 1 in 15 Arthur Adams variant. So at this specific time period, just after Ultimate X, he confined himself in becoming a cover artist. So he's now officially a cover artist. Well, he's always really been a cover artist for many years. However, now it's like he's strictly cover artist here. And something about this book, now, first of all, it's Firestar, so it's beautiful. I'm not taking that away from it. But what I never understood was, why is this such a high demand book? What is it about this book that makes people spend $4,000, almost $5,000?
I absolutely have no idea.
It's one of those weird ones.
I figure a 1 in 15 can't be that difficult.
Now, remember, it's 1 in 15, 2010. There is something to that.
There's a tiny something to that. But by the time 2010 rolled around, people started to know.
But the incentive market wasn't big in 2010. This is kind of the start of it.
It was the start of it. People were in the know. And also, to hit 15 was not a big deal. It was not a big deal to hit 15 books.
Hit 15 books on a book it's Young Allies.
I know it's Young Allies, but you could do 15 books any old time. How I feel about it.
But just like other books we talked about before here, is that if the book is not first of all, this is #1, so there's something to that as well. But it's Young Allies. It's part of the setting program just started here because this is the same time we get that Amazing Spider-Man 667 as well. So this is happening around the same time frame. The lot of Spider-Man that's worth thousands upon thousands. This is kind of like running that same thing. It's riding off the coattails in that way. However, it is one of those oddities that it is Firestar, who is still popular enough that people love Firestar. But it is one of those books that you ask yourself the question, there's only 55 in the census, so that means it's very rare. And being
very rare for a slab.
Right.
Yes.
It is very rare, and that means that's why this book has this high value, because there's not that many out there. And it's a 1 in 15. So like I said, it's the start of the program. So apparently there's a couple of books like this, and this happens to be Arthur Adams' most expensive book. The most expensive book in his list.
That is issue 6 and not issue 1.
Yes, it's issue 6. Thank you. I caught a typo. Thank you for catching that.
But yeah, that makes a bigger difference because
Yeah.
I think people would have stopped. I think people would have stopped ordering by issue 6.
Mm-hmm.
Like the orders would have started decreasing.
Yeah. Yeah, that now makes more sense. And thanks for catching that. I caught them all, but I couldn't catch them all. I couldn't catch that one. So let's go ahead and fix that 6. There we go.
But okay, so that definitely adds.
Mm-hmm.
That definitely adds to it.
It's medium rare. No. Good one. And yes, Firestar is hot. Same thing with the Teen Titans 75 of Adam Hughes. Very similar. Yeah, definitely. All right. Okay, let's go to our next book here. Here's another one, not so rare, but it's a nice full circle piece. Dark Knight's Death Metal Multiverse End #1. This is from 2020 from DC Comics. We have a high sale of $84 and 9.8 from 12/20. And last sale of this book is $40 at 9.8, so it's extremely affordable. At a 9.8, $14 near mint, 67 copies in the census. So why is it here? It's a 1 in 25 Arthur Adams variant. Why is it here? We're going full circle here. It's Captain Carrot. And if you recall from earlier, Cliff, his first
DC work was
published
Captain
work
Carrot.
was a Captain Carrot. So this is definitely something I'm going to question him in Baltimore. I'm going to ask him about this cover. I'm going to ask him, hey, did they approach you about doing a Captain Carrot cover because your first book was a Captain Carrot book? Even though it wasn't Captain Carrot that he drew, it was that Farrah Foxette cover, that picture that he did in the newsletter. So what's your thoughts on, a full circle piece here?
It's neat. Also, this is a great cover.
It's a fun looking cover though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Again, very affordable. If you see it out there, why not have it? I know I want to have it. It might be hard to find though, because it is a 1 in 25.
It is a 1 in 25.
But $14, man.
It's a Tinian story too.
Yep, it's a Tinian story.
I get all the multiverse stories from death metal were better than actual death metal.
Well, Spicer is also the inker.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but it is a fun cover. It's a great Arthur Adams cover. All right, so here's what we at now. We're showing a couple of covers here. We have the 1 in 25 Wolverine that he did a while back. Some Avengers, Children of Crusade, the America Chavez one, issue number 2. That's actually
that was my
over
pick.
$100. Yeah, it's over $100. No, actually, you didn't pick that one.
Yes, I most certainly did. It was the first thing I sent you.
Now I want to prove it. So I'm gonna double check to see if you were right.
I'm very sure I'm right. I thought it was here because I picked it.
Let's see here. You picked Avengers Children's. You picked Avengers Classic. You picked
and a different Avengers Classic, mind you.
Oh, you know what? I didn't see those two. There was 2 that I didn't catch. So the X-Men Blue I didn't catch.
Yeah, I started with America Chavez, then the X-Men Blue.
Okay. I didn't catch the X-Men Blue. So you are correct, sir. All right. So this is definitely. Also the Alpha Flight one. These are all books that are fairly recent. Most of these are within the last 5 years. He's confined to doing covers, but his covers are always great, man. That Scarlet Witch cover, the Avengers logos is definitely in the way of that booty. The booty's being covered by an Avengers logo. Yeah, this is his bobblehead covers. I still love the fact that he has texture. So if you look at Snowbird, you can see her claw hand in the image. I think that's cool. And then her eyes makes it freaky, man. It's kind of scary looking. But again, fantastic stuff.
Mid-transformation.
Yep. Then we have some other classics that I didn't put in the list, but here's definitely worth talking about. We have Heroes for Hope. This is a big book for many people. This is a book that was done to donate for the release for recovery in Africa, but it is loaded, and I mean loaded with creators. He did the cover, which is great. The other one that I want to point out is the Spectre #1, featuring Spectre and Deadman. But do you know the significance about that book?
I do not.
So if you look at the crowd in that image, there are specific cameos in that cover.
Is Supergirl one of them?
I don't believe Supergirl's one of them, but I do believe Alpha is.
That's funny.
So it's very much like the Muhammad Ali Superman cover, where they have other characters in there. There's a lot of cameos in that image. So I'm trying to pinpoint it. Let me see if I can find it here, so I could just like point out a few of them. It's the Spectre Annual #1. So yeah, so he's a big fan of doing, little Easter eggs and this is just happens to be one of them.
But I wish I could zoom in from here, and I really.
Yeah, no, you won't be able
Yeah.
to. No, it's too tight. Okay, here we go. Spectre Annual.
Okay, so
It is hard to see it from the actual image. You actually have to see the comic book to get it. But there's plenty of cameos in that book, in the people that you see in the background.
I see Mr. Spock, I think.
Yep, Mr. Spock happens to be one of them. There may even be some Marvel characters as well in this in this image. So it was just one of those things he had fun in. And then we have two picks that you had. Let's first talk a little bit about the X Factor run that you have there. I picked 42 because he did the cover for 42. He's also did 41 as well, but the cover of 41 was done by Walter Simonson, who works with him. And then you have Legacy of Superman, another book that's actually one of my personal favorites as well. I love that cover. I always love that cover with Wave Rider in there. And
you know what? Honestly, who the heck remembers Sinbad? Like, I was looking at it, I'm like, yeah, Wave Rider, Thorn, Guardian, Gangbuster. Wait a second, who's the kid with the belt? And I'm looking at the belt, and I'm like, Sinbad.
It's a fun annual though. Is it an annual or is it just a special?
It's a special.
It's a special. It's a cool cover. This was during the death of Superman, if I'm not mistaken. Is that the time frame? So it's kind of like these are side stories that occurred after he passed away. So it's kind of
during his absence. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So, but tell me a little bit about the X Factor story and why that's so special to you.
So the X Factor story was a contest, right? Mm-hmm. And like what some kids from the UK wanted, so the story takes place in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how it involves like trolls and everything, because of course it's the Marvel universe. As much as you want to make it like natural, you can't. When you it gets wild when you're like, yeah, and also Thor and all of Norse mythology is real too. Mm-hmm. But I liked it, and it's funny. As a kid, I wasn't sure how I felt about it. But again, this was a book that was heavily an entry point book for Arthur Adams. I remember sitting around the lunch table and talking about this and people wanting it and picking it up. So I was like, oh, I feel like we should really include it because I feel like this is a big staple of Arthur Adams from that time period.
Yeah. Yeah, but he was never really known for doing X Factor, with the exception of those two issues, because he
rarely did interiors.
Well, he was a filler artist when they needed him. So that was the funny thing about Arthur Adams, is like he did a lot of fill-ins for people, and of course cover. Most of his work is found in Marvel. He didn't do a lot of work on the DC, which I always thought was weird.
But he did do a Superman angle with Batman. Before this Legacy of Superman.
Yeah.
I know he does some interior on the Legacy of Superman one.
Yeah.
But I do want to go back to the X Factor. Marvel ran a mutant registration contest during the fall of the mutants. Readers can submit their own mutant character ideas, and then a winning concept will be used by Marvel. The winner was Tommy Jones, a British schoolboy. And then, of course, when he appears in X Factor 41, he's a character created by a Marvel reader. And of course, he's a schoolboy with the ability to alter the atomic structure of matter, realizes he can make stuff even into gold, which attracts the trolls who want him right away.
And there's a picture of him right there. He's the kid underneath.
Yeah, he's the kid underneath. And of course, like I think his best friend is in the story too. And a couple of them were, I mean, everybody's all mixed up in the story. I mean, they travel to Britain. They bring the baby with them because Jean's like, we're not leaving this baby alone. Not little baby Nathan, you know? And I don't know.
He was a baby for a lot of years, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. He was. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the story. Legacy of Superman is really interesting. I can't remember all of our Adams stuff on DC, but he has since, like over the years, if you dig it up, he's done quite a few covers for Superman, Batman, for World's Finest. There's a couple of limited issues or series that he's done.
Yeah, he was definitely a
But
work.
he's got an amazing body of work.
Yeah, he was definitely an artist for hire. With his indie stuff too. He's done a lot of good indie stuff that's out there. So there's some stuff he did for Wildstorm. Obviously, Dark Horse with some of the books he's worked on there. Godzilla, a lot of stuff. So to finalize it, he's still doing it even today, man, with Terminal number 10.
Look at you at Terminal number 10. How funny.
You know, that one had to be in there. So that's the final one. This book is brand new. It just came in from the, you can pick it up in the blind bag.
How wild is Terminal?
It's cool.
They didn't just have possible issue 2s in there. They had possible issue 10s.
Well, the reason being is that they are self-contained stories. Yeah. And if there is anything that's spoiler based, it's actually blacked out. So that's what they ended up doing with it. So if there's something that spoils something that happens within the series, it is blacked out so you wouldn't know. It's still a very fun.
Interesting tactic.
It is fun, and I'm happy that he was able to return to his roots because he as he puts it, he loves doing interior art. So this is his return to interior art. He is going to do some more stuff with Terminal. However, it is a rotating artist list. It's like a who's of artists. And if you notice, they represent every decade from the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s. So you got Adams from the 80s, you got Kubert from the 90s, and then you have Finch that would be like the 2000s, all of which are amazing artists. I can't wait to continue reading Terminal. I think Terminal has a good shelf life for it. Yes. And I'm looking forward to more of Terminal. So this one I was very happy when I opened my blind bag, and I only bought one, Cliff. I only bought one. And this is the one I got, and I was like, yes!
Did you at least buy the actual Terminal number 1?
I did. I did have Terminal number 1. I do have. I actually have 2 copies of Terminal number 1. So I have. It's so
funny because covers. I bought Terminal number 1 first, read it, enjoyed it, and then I grabbed the blind bag for fun, and I pulled Terminal number 10.
Yeah, so that made me happy. The fact that I was able to get that one. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Again, as I mentioned before, I hope this helps you understand why Arthur Adams is considered my favorite artist of all time. And he's my personal favorite. It's not to say that he's the greatest. I'm not saying that. But for me, he is the best of the best. He is the GOAT, in my opinion. You know, and I'm happy to have had a chance to really get to know him, get to hang out with him for a little bit as well, even though it was under tough circumstances. But I am happy I had a chance to hang out with him just for a little bit, even if it was a little bit. And we talked a little bit about it when we were at Terrificon. If you ever get a chance to meet him, you know, he's a great person to talk to. He is, at first, he seems a little difficult to approach, but trust me, have a conversation with him. He is one of the funniest guys out there. So, Cliff, what's your final say of Arthur Adams?
No, he's great, and he's good to talk to. I think other people are more difficult to talk to. I just think
he is intimidating. He is intimidating.
Right. He has like it's like a mildly intimidating presence. As you know, I don't have much of a tolerance for intimidation. I'm kind of like, hi, and I'm like, and if you're a jerk, oh well. But
not sure we spent enough time on Art Adams. You're absolutely right, DVH. I could go on for hours.
But no, I really like him. I think his work is wonderful. He did a lot of Action Comics too, by the way, that I forgot about because what's his name was writing it. Chuck, whatever from X-Men. Chuck who?
You said Chuck, like Chuck Dixon or Chuck?
Chuck Dixon, yes. And as usual, Chuck Dixon went too far, too fast, too hot, too close to the sun. The next thing you know, the last 2 issues were not Chuck Dixon, you know? And they had to fix whatever was done to Superman real fast.
Yeah.
Because Chuck Dixon was just straight up killing him every week.
I know, right? All right, guys, we're going to have this one as a self video. It's going to be a replay video. So if you are watching this one, make sure you leave a like and subscribe for it. I would love you guys to leave a comment when this video goes out later this week. Let me know what's your favorite Arthur Adams comic book. I'm dying to know what's your favorite Arthur Adams or why you love Arthur Adams. Or if you don't like Arthur Adams, tell me why you don't like him. You'll be wrong, but tell me why if you feel that way. I would love to hear it. Please let us know in the comments and share this one, because this one's a big one for me. This one's important to me. So I'm really happy we were able to do it. So with that being said, let's get ready. Yeah, man, that was a long one, but it was totally worth it.
It was.
It was worth it. So we have to get back to this. I almost forgot. All right, so let's present this before we get into our top 10.
Our top.
All right, so Garth gave the $5 tip. Thank you so much, and said, Cliff, you could pick the next color.
I choose the Thunder and Lightning.
The Thunder and Lightning. Well, how fitting that you picked the Thunder and Lightning. What do you think it will be?
I don't know. It's got to be Thor or Storm at this point. That's it. That's where I'm at.
You're right on one account. It's Classic X-Men
Yes!
3. You know, I had to get an Arthur Adams.
Commends you.
I had to get an Arthur Adams book in this pile, because we're doing that, right? So you got a George Perez, you got an Arthur.
Yeah, I was like, didn't I actually see you grab this at Terrificon?
Yes, I did grab this one in Terrificon. I was very happy, and I got it actually
Yes.
a really good price too. So,
Yes, indeed.
So I did pick that up just for this one. So that leaves us with that one icon and what's in the center. What's in the center is not a traditional comic book, and it's also signed. But we got to get to that one last red one there to get to that one. So can we do it? Can we get it in? Well, that means we got to get 2 more to get it. That's how this is going to work. So we get the red one in, and then we could get the one that's not it's not a comic book. I would say right there, it's not a comic book, but it is something.
But it is signed.
It is signed, and it's something I promise you. If you see it, you're gonna want it. I promise that, because every time I see it, I'm like, this is awesome.
Awesome.
You're not gonna be able, and another thing, you won't be able to get it in the store. So Daniel Carpenter.
Thank you, Daniel.
And Garfwan. So Daniel Carpenter got the $5, but Garfwan wrapped it up with the red. So let's get into the red one. So what is the red one, Cliff?
It looks like Magneto, and I'm thinking, Age of Apocalypse X-Men in some way, shape, or form.
Very close. You're very close to it. Not exactly. It is Uncanny X-Men 322.
Oh, Onslaught. Ooh.
The first mention of Onslaught, which another artist that's great in his own right, and his career was not as long as it should have been, in my opinion. Joe Mandarin, early Joe Mandarin. I wish he was in comics a little longer, because he was one of my favorite artists that came in. I think he brought a new level of excitement to X-Men that we didn't see for a bit. We definitely had Andy Cooper, that was great, but something about Joe Mandarin's work, he was like a new superstar artist that just came out of nowhere, which I thought was they could have paid them more, in my opinion. That's all I'm saying. He went on doing video games. All right, you ready for what's in the middle?
I mean, I'm ready.
Okay. We just did our spotlight on Arthur Adams. So what the winner of this month's pack is going to win Arthur Adams Preliminary Studies. It is a sketchbook.
Ooh.
It is. Now I gotta zoom in for this one. So let's do this. Let's maximize this. It is this sketchbook done by Arthur Adams. Look how thick this is, Cliff.
I do love a thick boy.
And if you go to the very first page, you have Arthur Adams' signature. And as you can see here, it's actually this one down here. That's the signature. Yes. That's the actual signature. But what's really cool is you get to see all his blue lines. So it is a book full of blue line art that you could only obtain by Arthur Adams. So I got this. I actually got 2 copies. I ended up getting 2, and I knew I was going to put this book in one of these boxes. So this month's winner is going to get this book as part of the monthly pack. So
Excelente.
fantastic. So that does that. Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate it. Let's remove that. Let's get here. Let me get ready for what's to come. All right. It is now time for us to get into the top 10 of it all.
Ba-dum-dum-ba-dum.
Yep, and then it's time for me to have dinner, like you guys always know. All right, so let's get that there. All right, so we got ourselves a top 10 list, and in our top 10 list, we got some books to talk about. Let's talk about them. It's the second week of August, and with the second week of August comes some books here that are, dare I say, sneakers. They were sneaky books that came out this week.
A little bit
of a sneak attack, even though it wasn't that sneaky, but most people didn't notice until it was too late. So Cliff, before we start talking deep into these books, what do you see?
I see my precious Legion of Superheroes, which hasn't even been released yet, are here. I'm very happy.
I did that for you because I know how much you love the Legion.
I do. We got some, I know, but they must be here for a real reason. We got Danny Ketch Ghost Rider. We got the return of Queen in Black, Mary Jane Venom swimsuit cover. And we got the sleeper, the blink and you missed it, first covered appearance of Verity Pennyworth, because apparently, what is that, Batman number 8?
Number 8.
Batman number 8. This variant cover is a cover of the future or something like that. Yeah. And she is present, right? And some people picked up on that and ran to their LCSs and cleaned up every copy they could find. But man, I don't know what my precious Legions here, but I'm really happy to see them. I'm happy to see them.
So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about that. So as always, we always get started with the honorable mentions for this week, starting with our first book, which is Gambit number 1, which is getting a little bit of momentum, followed by Marvel Team Up featuring Spider-Man and Iron Man. This is issue 48. We'll talk a little bit about that one, and which is number 1 from Scott Snyder and Jock also returns.
Witches is being optioned to be a show every 2 freaking years. So why again?
There we go again.
Witches has been. I think Scott Snyder didn't even write it yet, and it was being optioned. That's how long I keep seeing this thing come around. So I'm not bothered.
It just keeps coming back.
It just keeps coming back, and guess what? I'm still bored. Gambit makes perfect sense because of X-Men 97. But the one that's surprising me is Marvel Team Up number 48 with Iron Man.
Yeah. So do you know the significance of Marvel Team Up 48?
Not off the top of my head, no.
So you see the woman that Spider-Man is holding right now?
Yes, a redhead.
That is the first appearance of police officer Jean DeWolf.
Oh!
Now, why is Jean DeWolf important?
Because Brand New Day introduced her.
Yep, and she
looks
very different. Very different from the one you see in the screen here. So Jean DeWolf, to me, is one of those characters that they introduced in Brand New Day that had me thinking, oh, they're gonna go deep into the story of the symbiote. And I think her future is very bleak, if you know what I'm talking about.
Or they're not going to do that at all, and they're going to keep. They're going to keep stringing everybody along forever.
Well, I think we are getting symbiote, and I'm still on the notion that that's the symbiote working inside him.
Oh, absolutely not. I definitely do not believe that. I think what we got about his biology is what we got about his biology. I do believe the next time we see him in Secret War, I do believe that's the right time to introduce the symbiote suit. If they're gonna do it then. And if they don't do it then screw you, give it up. We're done. Let's never talk about it. Just straight up tell us we're never talking about it again.
Well, we'll find out, right? But Jean DeWolf is a character that is a big part of the Spider-Man black costume Spider-Man storyline with Sin Eater. So with the character's first appearance here in Marvel Team Up, she then becomes a supporting character in, I believe, in Web of Spider-Man as well.
Yes.
In Web of Spider-Man, in which we have the Sin Eater storyline, and unfortunately for her, she sees her demise there, which leads Spider-Man into a very, very dark road, which also leads us to the Kraven Last Hunt storyline, which is also a very dark storyline. When Spider-Man was dealing with it, was in the black costume, his stories were dark, and those were the two most important stories during that run, during that time frame.
And don't forget, she's also she's also highly related to Daredevil.
I'm not letting it go.
Let it go.
DVH.
Yeah, I mean, he might be right.
No, I'm not letting it go. I'm saying it's the symbiote working in. And then you guys going to be all coming back to me and say, you were right, Izzy. You were right. I'm telling you. There was clues that it was the symbiote. Let's go at number 10. Number 10 goes to Ghost Rider issue 15. We're talking about that glow-in-the-dark variant from 1991 from Marvel Comics. Last sale was $4 at a no grade. Most common is $12, $89 for 9.8. As far as trending goes, it's number 9 for cover price. We have 13 sales within the last 7, 46 within the last 30. The hype level is at a medium for this book. This is probably the most recognizable Ghost Rider cover.
It is among them, yes.
Would you call this more or issue 1?
I mean, probably issue 1. I mean, issue 1 is this is as recognizable as issue 1. I will be willing to say that, right?
Okay.
I will say that.
You guys in the chat, let me know which one is more recognizable, 15 or 1. I want to know from the chat.
But this issue screams my childhood. Like,
screams a lot of people's childhood.
This screams my childhood. Death of Superman screams my childhood. The Breaking of the Bat screams my childhood. There's just so many books.
All in the same time frame.
The new Fantastic Four screams my childhood. X-Men #1 screams my childhood.
There's so much awesomeness in this cover. Like Mark Teixeira's work here, the way he was able to get that skull to do what it needed, like the use of color to me in this cover is so amazing. And then the fact that it is a glow in the dark, it's a glow in the dark that works pretty damn well, even years later.
Yes, as Black Spiders is pointing out, it's quite radioactive.
Yeah, it really is. It is such a cool cover. I love this cover.
Radioactive ghost blood.
Right. Feeling radioactive. All right, number 9 goes to The Money Shot.
Hey, porn. I didn't see that coming.
The 1 in 50 Suspiria Villech. They just call it.
Says.
Yes, variant from Vault Comics 2026. $203 near mint was the last recorded sale of this book. This has a fair market value of $232. There's no graded copies. It's extremely new. Number 8 for CBSI, number 5 for cover price. As far as the sales, we only have 6 sales in total. However, because of the price tag, that's what brings it into.
It's too bad I don't have this cover.
It was a 1 in 50, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
If I had known.
So remember I told you had one F-bomb?
Yeah, but that's okay. This wasn't worth it to me.
But it is a bubble helmet, which is cool.
Yeah, that's neat.
Now, here's something that's interesting. There is another variant that is topless. But I am a tasteful guy and I like it like this.
That's funny. I'm pretty sure I have the topless one.
Now notice the tentacle, what it's
Yes, you
doing.
know exactly where it is and what it's doing.
It's doing two things.
Yep, it is.
Like I didn't catch that yesterday when we were talking about it. Like I catch the wrapped around the leg, but the edge of the tentacle, I guess you could say the claw, is doing something very interesting. Have you ever read Money Shot?
Yes, I have.
What's your thoughts on Money Shot?
It's fun.
It is.
I mean,
it
they're
is.
having all these sexual adventures.
It
to
is
save
such a
reality. I
wild
think it's
book,
great.
man.
It is a wild book. It's fun at least and different.
Yeah. So
And look, just the fact that Vault Comics is willing to put it out.
yeah, Volcommons is they're willing to do things like that. But the fact that they named this cover that, I thought that was interesting enough to say. I was like, oh, okay, you're going there. All right.
I really do dig that cover.
It's a nice cover. It really is. Number 8 goes to Absolute Batman 2025, the annual number 1. It's back from DC Comics at
Yeah, baby. Batman battling
$115.09.8.
bigots.
Up $36 a year mint, 106 and 9.8. Trending list number 2 for Key Collector. And it's 7-day, 30-day trend. We have 9 sales with 41 sales within the last 30. Hype levels at a median, largely because it is now an Eisner Award-winning story from
Woo!
Daniel Warren Johnson. So, something about the bubble looks weird to me. I like the idea, mind you. And there you go, Cliff. Batman battling bigots.
Oh yeah, I have to write it every time. I have to.
Congratulations, Daniel Warren Johnson. I know we've probably said it before in previous shows, but the fact that this book is on simply because of the fact that he won the award for best solo story.
Nice. And then one day people will barely remember it. And I'm like, why doesn't anyone remember this? It was amazing.
Well,
just like us talking about the new Fantastic Four.
Well, this book also has 2 other stories here that are just as good. That are there. So you might want to go check them out.
You said it best when you said that are there. The main story.
Oh yeah, it is the main story. Yeah, the main story is there, but the other ones are more heartbreaking stories, and it's like an informational story that's there as well. So it's pretty cool. All right, let's go in on number 7 book. Coming in at number 7, it goes to X-Men Uncanny X-Men 129 from 1980. $500 at a 9.6 was the last sale. Most common is 126 at a very fine. 533 at a 9.6. So the person got a deal on this book. Trendy list, number 4 for Key Collector, number 7 for CBSI. 7-day, 30-day sales. We have 10 sales within the last 7, 32 within the last 30. Hype levels at a medium. This is the first appearance of 2 characters from the X-Men.
Emma Frost and Kitty Pryde.
But why is it in the list?
Why is it in the list now? Because Emma was recently casted?
Yep, we just cast our Emma Frost, and it was not Sydney.
Yeah, thank God. Also, more importantly, if you want to take a crack at winning a 6.5 of this issue, John's Comics with Kids contributed one to the auction pool for Comics Curing Cancer. So look forward to that.
Oh well, I actually have this. I have a copy of this book, but mine's is ripped.
I have a copy of the book, and it is in one piece, and it presents just okay. So but it's in one piece.
So the copy I have, I had no idea I actually had. One day I was going into my collection. I was sorting out my collection, and when I come to see, I see this book, and I'm like, holy crap, I got this book. But it does have like a ripped page in the cover. The cover has a rip on it. But still, the fact that I have this book and I had no idea I had it, it was kind of cool. So
I mean, that is cool.
Yeah, so that means I didn't pay that much money for it. If I doubt I paid for it. It was probably a trade.
Oh, I know I paid for mine.
Yeah, mine was.
But I didn't pay anything too wild.
Because by not knowing I had this book, only means I traded it with a friend when I was a kid. And that's how I have it. If not, I would have bought it. And I wouldn't have bought it ripped. So Black Spider's like, I don't have a copy. And it wasn't his either. Two first appearances. Yeah, it's a double key. It's a double. Actually, it's a triple key because it's also isn't it also the cameo appearance of Sebastian Shaw as well? Yeah, it's a cameo, but still something. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's go with number 6. Coming in number 6. It goes to Avengers #1. This is from 2010. $3 the last recorded sale, $9 near min, $175 9.8. Trending list goes, it's number 2 for cover price. We have 16 sales within the last 7, 80 within the last 30. Hype level is at a medium. This features the first appearance of an alternate version of the son of T'Challa. So with that being said, why are people picking this thing up?
Because of the Black Panther 3 information.
Donnie Johnson has been I can't
Thank you, Justice for Comics. I'm right there with you.
Hey, it's not one of his best works, I'll admit to that one. But I like honestly, I like Captain America in this image.
Yeah, because he blatantly didn't finish it.
Yeah, I think there was and Thor's face.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's squished in, so yeah, I admit it's not a good cover. I believe John Romita Jr. is a icon, so I'm not saying anything bad about him. It's not one of his better works. He just found a way to squeeze Spider-Man into this image, and hardly squeezed him in. So yeah, oh well, it happens. But yeah, it is one of those books that I don't know what's its potential going to be. If it means anything, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's alternate version of T'Challa's son. You know, it reminds me of another Avengers book that we had a couple of years ago, like maybe a year or two ago, that featured another alternate version and just went nowhere. So this one's pretty much the same thing.
I slightly feel that way.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the next one. At the halfway mark with number 5 goes to, here's your book, Legion of Superheroes, the Ashcan San Diego Comic-Con 2020.
Who even, by the way,
preview.
Who even knew there was an Ashcan until possibly this week?
It was this week when we found out.
Right? Because like how many people grabbed it?
Honestly, you gotta see it was not that it was a good bunch. $35 near mint last recorded sales value, $25 is the fair market value of this book. Number 4 for CBSI. There was 36 sales this week, 66 within the last 30 days.
Woo!
Hype levels at a medium. So yeah, this book went out.
Good for them.
People grab it. So this was definitely one of the panel books. But Joshua Williamson, Hayden Sherman is doing the art for this. So that does that mean Hayden Sherman's out of Absolute Wonder Woman to do this one, or they're doing it simultaneously?
I don't know. We'll see.
So it is quite possible. Justice, you don't care for Ashcans. I could understand that. Are they? But they are real comics. They are comics. You know, there's Ashcans that have full stories. So to me, an Ashcan is an Ashcan for what it's worth. It's not like the catalog. A catalog is a catalog. That's not a real comic. This is a real comic, in my opinion. What's your take on that? What's your argument over Ashcans?
I mean, they are a real comic. I just do think that people go a little overboard. But I would have a bigger dispute with a catalog.
You see, that's not the thing. They are previews, yes. They don't have, most of them don't have dialogue. It depends. It definitely depends. Some do have dialogues. Some have the complete story. Right?
A lot of the Wizard World Ashcans, remember those? They had story, you know?
No, some of them were it was this flat out comic book. It's the only difference is they were handed out for people to get excited for something. And they weren't like 5-page previews or anything like that. Right?
Look,
I hope it's good for Yeah, the cover art is it's Sherman, so he definitely one of those Sherman's I think is one of those artists that I think has a style of their own when it
Yeah.
comes to it. I'm fine with Sherman's style. I like Sherman's style.
I don't know
It's a
if I
very
like it
indie
for
style.
Alicia's superheroes.
Well, it's a very indie style. So it's to me, it's all dependent on what's the story Joshua Williams is going to tell.
It's gonna lean very heavily on that story because my feelings are already being trifled with.
Yeah. So we'll find out. Not a fan of Hayden Sherman's artwork?
Not for My Precious Legion, no.
But what about for Wonder Woman?
Right, it works really well for Absolute Wonder Woman.
And Dark Spaces?
And I'm not familiar with Dark Spaces.
That's the book about the firefighters who we already know they die. The firefighters who die, and it's telling the backstory of them. Mm-hmm. All right, coming in at number 4 goes to The Greatest American Hero. Number 1, the Recall Era variant for this book. This was from Amp Comics from 2026. $24 near man was last recorded sales value. This book was going for about $50 at a con this weekend. $32 fair market value for this book. Number 10 for Key Collector. As far as the 7-day, 30-day sales, we have 48 sales with last 109, which brings this to a high. This is a book from last week that's returning. We probably won't see it next week, so it's a holdover from last week. But what's your thought? Because I did say I'm on the record in saying I believe this has the potential to becoming a ghost book.
Like ghosts, like, oh, it'll be hard to find.
After a while, when it cools off and no one talks about it, it's going to be hard to find.
I hate to say, I'm more of the opinion of no one's going to care.
That's a possibility too.
Yeah,
a ghost book doesn't necessarily mean that it's a book that people care. So DVH is asking, what is the era?
It's
when
the fact that it looks like a piece of his cape is misprinted over the car and the rear of the car.
Yeah. So if you look, let me see if I can point it out to you guys. If you look right here, right above the tire, this brown thing, what ended up happening there is that I don't think it's from the same image. It's definitely a piece of the cape. It's a piece of the cape, but I think from another image, because it's not the same as the cape that we see here. What happened to Cliff?
I'm here. Don't worry.
Okay, I'm like, what just happened to Cliff? So what ended up happening is that when they were doing the printing, something got on top of it, and therefore these were printed out. And like some of you could say, it's hard to see it until you see it. Once you see it, you can't unsee it, right? It's one of those situations. And it went out to the shops that sold them. They sold them, some of them, and then they were recalled. However, it is a book from Amp Comics, so as far as the print run goes, the print run is probably low for this book. However, only time will tell, right? We got Dave from Still Only 35. Fellow
Dave!
Baltimore Comic-Con kids. Yep, we will be seeing you in Baltimore next month. I can't wait to see it.
So. I can't wait to see Dave and follow him
have fun.
He goes and watch and just watch him maneuver the room at night. I love it. I love it.
The chat was over the image on my TV. I see it now. Well, the chat was okay. I see what you mean. How you were watching it. So there it is. It's once you see it, you can't see it. You can't unsee it. So that's why. All right, coming in at number 3, it goes to Queen in Black, number 1, the David Nakayama blind bag variant from 2026. $15 is the last recorded sales. $17 is the fair market value for this book. As far as the trending goes, is number 2 for CBSI, is number 13 for cover price. We have 74 sales within the last 7, 185 within the last 30. Hype level is still at a high. People just love Mary Jane with that Venom swimsuit. And
I'd like to see Peter in it and share my thoughts.
Well, I'm a fan of this one. Now, if you pay attention to DNA did date it. And if you look at the date, it's 4/25. So he did it last year.
Yeah. And I'm sure he did it last year. And they're like, oh, We didn't know what to do with it. Oh, we got it late and whatever.
And that's when they put in the Queen of Black, because this probably should have been the swimsuit issue from last year when it was addressed that she became Venom. It adds up. The fact that it didn't come out to this year, it's like, I guess. And look, people are still clamoring for it. But to me, this is one of David Nakayama's best pieces. And I like David Nakayama's pieces, but this is by far one of his best pieces, in my opinion.
Interesting.
Why you're interested? Why it's just interesting?
The number of sales. I think it's a lot, but it's okay. I mean,
it's a woman in a bikini. What do you think these guys want?
I'm team Nightwing, so I understand.
Yeah, it's like, they don't get the other books, so they,
I'll tell you
what,
I'll tell you what, no one's buying Queen in Black for the story, because not one person I know has been.
I have not heard anything about the story, but I'm hearing
I've heard
supposed
nothing
to get
but
Eddie back from it.
Yeah.
So
all I heard two issues, and she's done nothing.
Coming in at number 2 is Ghost Rider number 1, again returning to our list. $19.99 from Marvel Comics. $28, very fine, was the last recorded. $42 is a fair market value. Now that price went up. However, the $222.98 actually dropped. It dropped for about $40 from last week. But that also means it's selling. Number 3 for CBSI, number 10 for cover price. 7-day sales, we have 37 sales the last 7, 203 sales within the last 30. That's pretty big. Of course, the hype level is at a high. This is 3 weeks in, man.
Yeah.
3 weeks in.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna see magical alternate universe T'Challa's son comics moving, then of course we're gonna see Ghost Rider moving.
Yeah. Pretty much anything that's Ghost Rider, I guess you could say key or something, is getting a lot of movement. People are buying.
It's all getting
everything's getting a bump. So we talked about the Glow in the Dark, Marvel Spotlight number 5. Most people can't get Marvel Spotlight number 5, so they go with the next best thing, which is Ghost Rider Volume 1 number 1. That may be difficult for some people, so if they can't get that one, they get Ghost Rider Volume 2, which is the most affordable one of the bunch. And then if you can't even get that one, you get the Glow in the Dark one, which is extremely affordable. So either way,
I mean, if you really want to throw caution to the wind, go get Ghost Rider 2099 number 1.
Oh, but that's a cool cover, though. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a cool cover. That's a cool cover.
Chris Bacalo did a great job with that cover.
You could also pick up the second appearance of Ghost Rider, which is the very next issue of Marvel Spotlight.
So there is an issue of Ghost Rider from the Marvel Knights run that was done by the artist. His name is Trent. I can't remember his last name. It is a great piece of art. But go check it out. Oh, cool. For $30. Wow.
Amazing.
Yep. And that was before all that hype, right? So
it was before the hype.
Now you can't get that for that price. So coming in at number 1, the one book we haven't talked about, but makes the thumbnail. And of course, that's Batman number 8. This is the Jorge Jimenez Things to Come variant. This is like a cover C or D or something like that.
Yeah.
From DC Comics. It's $50 was the last recorded sales. This book is going for $52 in fair market value, 61 and 9.8. Get the 9.8 if you want to get it. Number 1 for CBSI, number 1 for cover price. 7-day, 30-day, 80 sales, 81 within the last 30 days. So that means all this is happening within this week.
I still have my suspicions about who Verity is.
What's your suspicion?
She could be. Well, there's part of me that thinks she might be Ojo. I will be really interested in that.
And who's that? If you don't, because I haven't.
The blonde-haired or long-haired assassin running around everywhere.
Oh, so if that happens, what do you think is going to happen?
I just think it'll be amazing. All right, so this is why I'm thinking too hard about it. I
hope she stays who she is.
No, I think she will be both things. I think she really is Verity Pennyworth, but I think she could also possibly be Ojo and be having different things could be going on. One, she knows exactly what she's doing, but maybe she'll have a change of heart after living with the Bat family, right? The other is, what if she is a byproduct of Professor Ojo back from the early Lady Shiva days, right? What if we're gonna dig into those origins, right? And be like, bam, this dude found her, mesmerized her. She's got two personalities. She's Ojo when she's out on the hits at night. She's Verity at home. I don't know. I think that would be like, I know I'm reading into it, but I think that'd be super fun.
I would think it would be just cool if she's just his new butler.
She is cool as a new butler, but I think it'd be so.
But that's it. But that's all we get.
Oh my God, you were hypnotized into a dual personality.
You know, for me, it's like okay, we haven't
this
had
variant, Chico.
Yeah, it's only this variant, this one, and that's because it was. I'm a little shocked that it took this long for people to figure it out. That this is out. It's quite obvious.
It took them as much as the day that her first real cover came out that they're like, wait a second. Pop Static agrees I have an interesting theory.
No, I lost you. Did I lose Cliff, guys, or is it me? I'm not even sure. Let me know in the chat. Is it me or is it him? Because if it's him, we're going to have to clear this up. Cliff. Cliff is gone. Okay, it is Cliff. So Cliff is gone. Now he's back.
All right.
Frozen.
Am I unfrozen?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Okay. So anyhow, I like my theory. I hope it's my theory. I think it'll be fun. What were we talking about? My Verity theory, and then what?
For me, I think it's just let her just be the new butler.
I mean, that's fine, but let's be honest, that's so pedestrian. Spice it up.
I know. Well, she could have like the same kind of background as Alfred. I'm not taking that away from her. Like, she could serve a purpose in that way, or make her become Batgirl.
Oh my God, we have 80 of them. No more Batgirls.
No. But do you understand why, right? But do you know why, right?
Batgirls and
do you know why, bro? Do you know why? Make her Batgirl.
Why now?
Batman and Robin.
Yeah, I know she was Alfred Beast, but no.
Why not? Just have fun with it, man.
I'd rather she be Ojo. See, you like your dumbass idea. I'm like, I think mine is cool.
She's gonna be Batgirl for sure. Honestly, I don't want her to be anything other than who she's going to be. Like,
I like the idea that we have this mysterious character running around, and the fact that it could be her in some way, shape, or form, I think would be really interesting.
Now, this is the first time in a very long time.
Especially if we bring back an old character like Professor Ojo, and for him to be responsible for it. And then, of course, we figure out she's brainwashed into having a dual identity. All right, cool. We undo the brainwashing. She's the new butler, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
But I think that would be interesting. And this way you can reintroduce a bunch of past characters. You can bring Richard Dragon in for part of the story. Just my thoughts.
So here's the thing. This is one that I think they have to be cautious with, because this may be the first appearance of a character in the DC universe or main publisher that people are actually hyped about. We haven't had a first appearance in a very long time that people actually have some considerable, you know what? This is a possibility. With this character, I think, especially Matt Fraction writing it, they're going to treat her very cautiously, because let's be honest, we don't get new first appearances like we used to.
Yeah, but even still, everything that I say about her remains true. And then she'd end up with 2 first appearances. Her Ojo first appearance.
We have too many Batgirls already. No, but this is my fun.
I know
the fun side of thing.
At least we're having some fun with Reign of the Superboys, but heavens to Betsy. They're
All right,
everywhere.
guys. It's time for us to end this off here. Thank you. Don't you just love that thumbnail?
Yes.
All right. Let me know your thoughts. Which books do you have? Share your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned for next week's ranking. I love this picture. I just love this picture so much. Guys, we thank you for it. It was a good one. It was another long one, man. Arthur Adams was longer than I expected, but imagine if I would have put more news in there. So now I did show something in the I show something to you guys in the preview. And I think it's now time for me to share with you what I'm preparing for. So, Cliff, are you aware of what this is?
Amazing Spider-Man 1000 is coming soon. Not that anybody cares, but it's coming soon. And oh my goodness. Is your episode 1000 coming soon? I don't know.
Well, it's not my 1000 episode. I haven't keep track on the episodes. I'm not like everybody else. No, but coming soon is I'm going to have what I want to say is going to be my biggest video essay. That's coming very
biggest
soon.
Video
yes,
essay.
It is my
ever.
biggest
His
video
best
essay
ever.
and it has everything to do with with Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 1000. So it's coming out. If you are a channel member, you have a clue what's going on. So as only the channel members have a clue because I did give them a preview of the video. So they have a video. So channel members have access to the video, which I'm not going to release to everybody else. You get the full video once it's out. Also, if you get a chance this weekend, our good friend of the channel, one of a channel member, Daniel Carpenter, writer of Earth, is going to be doing a signing at the Yonkers Brewery Company in 92 Main Street in Yonkers, New York. So if you have a chance to go check him out, please do. I know I have to go check it out. And also Damian Torres will be there as well. He's also a good friend of the channel as well. So that's happening there. Cliff, what do you have going on?
You can find me tomorrow night, 8 p.m. live with the Council of Comics, Eastern Standard Time. Friday.
It's Friday.
I don't recall. Friday, I may appear on with Rob on Not Near Mint. Saturday, sometimes you can find me with Simon on Mad Spidey. Sundays, it's Council of Comics at 5 p.m. with our box office and our movie review. I already forgot what movie I'm supposed to be watching this week. It's part of Sam's trilogy. And then Monday, more with Council of Comics. Tuesday at 5 p.m.
Oh, no. Now you're doing a 5 p.m. pre-show?
At 5 p.m., I will be with Vincent Zorzullo, so check me out with that. Which will be great.
As long as you're here at 7.
I will be because I have to be here to do my interview with him. And then and then Wednesday.
You better send me your 5 picks early then.
And then you gotta remind me what artist I chose. Anyhow, I got a lot of stuff coming up. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, just check it out. Council Comics and Cliff on Comics.
There you go, guys. And you know where to find me. I'll be here. If you're not in Cover Price, I'll be in Cover Price on Mondays. So go check that out. See what's out there in Cover Price. Like I said, this weekend I'll be working hard on making that video happen. So I do think it's going to be out sometime next week. So be on the lookout for that. It's definitely going to be out before the month is up. But it has been I've been doing a lot of work with that video. So guys, I'll see you in the next one. And as always, thank you. And we love you. Excelsior.
I think this is it. I think you're about to go home. Okay. All right. Thank you.
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 Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I never said thank you. And you'll never have to.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I guess I'll see you.